button, so we good to go. Got 4 people waiting. We appreciate it. Probably three of the people that are waiting is us. But nevertheless, we're gonna get this thing going. All right, look like we are good. Make sure the audio's straight. Yeah, the audio sounds good. Oh God, I sound like I'm in. I know why it's doing that. I sound like I got an echo. Can I hear that?
Yeah, I can hear like kind of like it's more like reverb. It's not echo, reverb, same thing.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me see if I can change that. Hold on. How about now?
Sounds a little bit the same.
It's still the same?
I would think Phil's is a little bit more sensitive to this than I am.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything out of the way, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Maybe my ears are more sensitive. I don't know because I can hear it.
Actually, now I hear it.
Yeah,
there we go.
I wasn't listening to it. I wasn't listening
See,
for
that's
it.
what I was saying. I was like,
I know it sounds like I'm in an echo or something, right?
You know what it was? It was because when VF would talk and then you would talk, I wouldn't hear it. So then when you stopped and then I heard VF talk, I was like, oh shit, now I hear it.
Yeah, it sounds like there's an echo in the room or something.
It's like small. It's like small, but I mean, it's
okay. Then what about mine? Because
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yours is fine.
I'm gonna get some sound. I'm gonna get some sound pads in here anyway.
I don't have any pads in here. Well, I do have stuff that's nearby that could absorb and keep it from hitting the wall. So
yeah. Excuse me. That's the next thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy a couple of sound pads up here so it'll stick to the wall as soon as I talk. So I know I need some. I needed some for a while. I noticed that when I was upstairs, but we'll get that together. But all right, what's going on, everybody? Quaface is in the house. Complimentary sports, long day, great day to end with the homies. Hey man, that's what's up. That's what we're here for. We always here to talk about sports and sports gaming, and we kick it and have fun. We laugh and joke at each other, and we laugh at you guys in the comment section. That's what we're here for.
Everybody's providing entertainment.
I know, right?
One big team.
Yeah, we try to be informative and entertaining. We try to separate ourselves from the rest. We talk with you guys, not at you guys. Wink, wink. All right. Nevertheless,
we can't just skate past that. Like you just take a veiled shot at somebody.
Skate past what? What are you talking about?
Wink, wink. That's what I'm talking about.
Wink? I don't know. You heard something?
Besides that echo, I heard a lot of shit. You should. Okay. Oh man,
you got jokes.
They don't know what we're talking about. Forget it.
Nah. Episode 183 of the First and Framerates podcast. Myself, DJ81, Bill's Fourth. We back here again. You guys, if you haven't already, if this is your first time listening to us, like, share, subscribe, check out the Patreon. You don't have to donate yet, but if you would like to, it'd be great. It helps build the channel, and it helps these guys here that take their time out of their day to entertain everybody here. Also, you can check out our Discord. All that's in the description. Go check out the Discord. The Discord is growing and it's getting a little more active. So that's great to see.
I noticed that.
A lot of people are actually talking and everything in the Discord, so that's a beautiful thing. Also, you can check out DJ. Well, we'll talk about DJ's Twitch in a little bit, and we can talk about the things that Bills is doing as well. Today, we're going to talk about grading each league, every league that we can think of, on how they did with the COVID-19 situation. Also, we're going to talk about the NFL picks. There is an NFL game going on today, which is odd for a Tuesday.
Yep. And Josh Norman already got beat for a touchdown, so we already back to normal with him.
Back normal, right? So we're going to keep our eye on that. Also, the Braves is playing, so I'm keeping my eye on that as well. So it's just full of sports today. It's pretty odd for a Tuesday, but nobody's complaining. DJ, how's your weekend? How's everything?
Man, my weekend was good. I actually got a chance to see Alex Smith make his debut after 2 years, after his leg was snapped in two, a la Joe Theismann. And, who's the first to greet him? Aaron Donald.
Oh, wow.
So apparently that leg is going to hold up because he also took a beating just like the Skins did in that whole entire game. And then one more thing. I just got this in the mail. new Rogue Extreme.
Okay.
If you go to rogue.com or rogueenergy.com, use DJ81, you can get a discount.
Get that link and put it in the description for everybody.
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. But, yeah, other than that, I'm ready for the tonight's episode, and welcome, chat.
All right, Bills, what's been going on with you, man? You're hiding from us. The Bills run off?
He hiding the hose.
There he is. Bills, you on mute.
I record on 2 different modes for my mic, so I was trying to.
Oh, we got you.
Other mode, but I've been good, man. I played Maximum yesterday. It gave me a whole new appreciation for Madden that I didn't already have. And not in a negative way. I mean, there were some positives, but just wait until Friday so I can play NHL again. Low key missing that game, and yeah, man, just chugging along.
Shout out to Madden, man. I was playing Madden earlier today, man. I won I had to beat the Browns in my week 9 of my franchise. I had to beat them with a game-winning field goal. It was actually a pretty good game. I kind of wish I recorded it. I would have just uploaded it straight to the channel because I had no intentions of going live. I was just casually playing. But it was actually a pretty good game. I was like, wow, these dudes aren't playing around. I think OBJ had like 6 catches for 125, and I threw 2 picks. The Cleveland actually played me pretty tough.
I got some stuff to talk about Madden when we get to the Maximum topic.
Yeah, we can get on that. It's not a problem. I mean, Henry Ruggs is balling. What's his name? My running back, Jacobs. Man, he had a dislocated wrist. He was out in the second quarter. So that
I got something weird. So I just happened to play the Pro Bowl today, right? I was bored. Tell me why Henry Ruggs is on the AFC Pro Bowl team.
Hey, Henry Ruggs, the truth, bro.
Bro, he's a rookie. He's on the Pro Bowl team that hasn't been updated yet.
Hey, he's that good. He's that good. No, you know how it is.
I don't know if that was foreshadowing. I think that was more so just fucking up.
You know how things are with Madden, man. They do all kind of weird things. But nevertheless, I mean, me and you and I can both in agreement. The gameplay in that game is probably the best I've seen in Madden in a long time. It's a very good game.
Easily.
I mean, outside of the modes or whatever, if you want to play just straight up football, I mean, it's a good game to play. But let's get into these leagues and let's talk about how they dealt with COVID. I mean, a lot of things changed after March with Rudy Gobert. I still he's the culprit, but nevertheless, after that it changed everything as far as sports. Sports was down for a while. It took a while for NBA to get back. In the NFL didn't really change much because it was already off season. The XFL is gone. We can actually grade them as well. That'll be interesting. And everything else. Basketball obviously put on hold. Baseball was put on hold, and pretty much COVID has kind of died down for the most part. People are still getting it. You don't hear too much about the death rate. A lot of people are recovering a lot faster than usual. One prominent politician claimed to have it, but I don't think he had it at all. But we're not going to go there. But
he was out of breath from having to walk somewhere. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, to recover that fast, bro. Recover that fast, bro.
Motherfucker looked like he stood behind the exhaust of a '64 Camaro or some shit.
Right. That's why you gonna tell us you had the virus? You're done with in 72 hours? Nah, I ain't buying it. Mm-hmm. Nah, you trying to get political points? We're not trying to hear it. But anyway, all right, let's get it. You guys can pick. What league y'all want to start with first?
Well, let's start with the NFL, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. See, this is a weird one because on one hand, I see nothing wrong that the NFL did. I see a lot of shit wrong that the teams did.
That is true. That's true.
So if we're grading the league, I'd say a solid B. I don't think they did anything out of the way. I think they did the best they could without having a bubble environment. But the Titans fucked that up for them, right?
So with that being said, once we finish with the NFL, we can start rating some of these teams because I know who's getting.
Yeah. So I mean, I mean, yeah, I give the NFL a B. I don't think that I can't give them an A because they didn't have a bubble situation. If they had a bubble situation and they had no cases, then you get an A, right? Because that's obviously the standard. I mean, the NHL and the NBA are just above everybody else. So yeah, I mean, I give the NFL a B, B minus B, somewhere in between that.
What you think, DJ?
I would have to give him a B. Again, I agree with Bills. The whole you don't have a bubble situation. Really, it's kind of impossible to have a bubble situation with the NFL, especially and be able to get most of their games through. I kind of saw that they were going to have issues. I didn't think Tennessee Titans would have issues. I figured that overall that we at least get by and get through this game, through the season without some cancellations, but obviously the Tennessee Titans threw a wrench into that. So,
I mean, I'm gonna look at the NFL to be honest. What was their plan? I don't think they necessarily had a plan. I think they just prolonged everything. I think by default they'd get a B, but I don't think they did anything like extraordinary to like circumvent anything. I think
wait. Whose background noises?
Yeah, I hear it too. I don't know what it is.
I don't. What?
I hear background like it was like.
Okay, it's not like a car or a washing machine or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't hear anything.
Well, it's not here. It's not doing it now, but it was doing it before.
It was doing it earlier.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, like I don't think they did anything that was out of the way to circumvent. I think the NFL just, for the fact that they were in the offseason when it started, and I kind of think they was just like, okay, let's prolong this until it calms down. But that doesn't give them a failing grade. I'll just give them a B because they basically just took basic precautions. They didn't do anything out of the way. And really, you just have one team that makes it look bad for everybody, and that's the Titans. And for that, they get an F. The Titans themselves, they get an F because like they constantly found a way to continue to catch COVID. They just kept finding a way. It's like, okay, we're not going to have practice, or whatever the case may be. Okay, we're going to test. Okay, nobody has it, and we're going to test again. Okay, now 2 people have it. All right, what are y'all doing?
No, I don't mean to cut you off, but when at the start wasn't it New England that had a batch of players? They had their outbreak like during the training camp portion of it.
No, they didn't have an outbreak. They just had a lot of players that said they just flat out weren't playing.
Yeah, some people have.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure about that.
Hightower.
Wasn't Patrick Chung was another one?
Chung's crackhead ass. He said he wasn't playing.
Yeah, because I know there was. Yeah, because I know there was with them. It was like the jokes were, "Oh, he's already phoning in for the season."
Yeah, right.
There was a few of them said they wasn't going to play, and I think
Pats fans are like, "Oh, we need to tank for Lawrence." I'm like, "Motherfuckers, we ain't gonna be bad enough to tank for Lawrence, even if we try to tank." And Belichick is too prideful and stupid not to tank. So
yeah, but what I'm saying, like based on them handling the way they did, I give them a B because overall it was supposed to work the way it did. I mean, really, if you just take basic precautions, kind of what we've been saying the entire time when this first broke out, if you just take basic precautions and no common sense with like not to get anything, let alone this virus, you will be straight. And for the most part, every team pretty much did that.
I'm looking at what State of Franchise Sports said.
What did he say?
He said a D. I mean, did you watch Hard Knocks? They gave you a good idea of some of the regulations.
Yeah.
The Chargers haven't had anything happen. The Rams haven't had anything happen.
The Washington football team hasn't had anything happen.
The Falcons had like one case, and that was AJ Terrell.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the NFL. It's teams trying to skirt the rules and individuals fucking it up for the rest of the league. That's really what it is.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think the league itself did the right thing by like, look, y'all are supposed to do this, this, and this. Y'all know what it is. Y'all basically listen to what the experts say as far as keeping away from each other and not, being around, a party of 6 or something or 10 or whatever it was. Is as long as you do that, you guys will be fine. And I think it was one team that didn't do it. I don't know what the hell the Titans were doing.
Well, if you notice, just real quick, DJ, if you notice, it happened right as the season was progressing, right? I mean, the last 3 weeks has kind of been this, we're relaxing now because it seems like, well, everybody's good. So that's really what happened because week 1, there was no issue, right? Went off without a hitch.
Right. The first couple of weeks was fine,
Yeah, so I mean, we're in week 5 now.
Yeah, which is right around that timetable that I gave, and I know I was mainly talking about the players' performance wise, like it was starting to straighten out around that time, but it just seems like this happening with the Titans is happening within that time period that people are supposed to get the stuff straight. So the other thing I was going to bring up was the fact that the NFL instituted the testing protocols that apply not just to the teams, but the individual players, even free agents that wanted to, even for trying out for teams.
And I forgot about that.
Put them on the field.
I forgot about that. Even though I just said they didn't do much, but they did have a good testing protocol, and that was actually pretty good. I changed. I give them a B+. I give them a B+ for that.
One more thing, they also expanded the practice squad roster.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So you have more people just in case whoever's out, they can fill somebody in.
I think then they also increased the number of game day actives because normally it's around.
I think they did.
Yeah, I think they did that, or they increased. I think they did that, or they increased the PUP list, the physical.
The PUP list.
Yeah, the PUP list. I think it was one of the two they increased. The physically unable to perform. I know they increased that by like 3 or 4.
Yeah, they did loosen it up a little bit to allow for like COVID issues.
So I instead of giving them a B, I give them a B+ because I forgot about those two things. I totally forgot about those. So they did a pretty good job. I give them credit for that. What's going on, Jared Green? Appreciate you for coming in. Also, Pooh is over there on Twitch. So if you guys decide to go over there to Twitch, it's all good. It helps out with the numbers. I'm really close to getting to affiliate. So I'm planning on doing other things on that channel. But, if you guys want to stay where you are, it's all good. We love you all the same. Let's see. Anything else? You want to jump to the next league, or y'all got anything else to say about the NFL?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good as far as the NFL is concerned.
Yeah, I think overall, I think they did. I think they did a pretty good job. Doug Thomas said they laid down the right protocol. I think they did a pretty good overall. Looking at everything, once DJ added the other things to it. Mr. Ham says, "What's up, fellas? Georgia Southern as always. Give the NFL a B+ for now. All stadiums and crowd sizes are like the Cowboys, in my opinion. And that's another thing. The crowd size for most of these teams." I think most teams did a pretty good job because you don't hear like any other fans catching it or anything. I think the spacing and I think they were like 25% capacity. I think that was a pretty good idea too.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, the governor of Florida is pushing it.
Oh, did you see that? He said
there was like you can have a full capacity.
Yeah, he said full capacity.
Like, hell no.
He said he want all 63,000 seats.
No, but that's what that's what he was like. You can have all, but it was just like, why even leave it open? Just let the team decide. Don't even jump in it. Right.
It should be nothing. You shouldn't even have to deal with that. It's like if anything, he should say, if y'all decide to go full capacity, I'm not going to say anything. And that's just leave it up to the teams. Like
he's just trying to garner favor with Trump.
Yeah, he's been the most reckless governor. Yeah, he's been the most reckless governor in regards to reopening. I'm like, right now we're at a point where states are reopening safely, except for Florida.
Yeah, because Florida tried to do it like 2.5 months in advance. It's like they're reopening, like they started reopening back in July? They were like, wait, so yesterday we had 100 deaths and today we had 99? Open this bitch up. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
People sitting there like, can we get it down to single digits first for like a couple weeks? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Thomas. Chris Thomas is in the building. I appreciate you coming through as well.
And Pooh's whole ass is here. Missed the last couple weeks.
Wow.
Hey, that's one thing. That's one thing about that. Like, Pooh is over there on Twitch, but he has a wrench over here on YouTube. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and he's also keeping an eye on receipts because he also put Big Zay on notice.
Put him on notice again, huh?
What was that about? Because I didn't get a chance to watch the video.
I didn't catch it either.
No, because Big Zay had said something about Wentz getting hurt by like week 5, week 6.
I think we all did the over under, and I said week 4, so I already lost.
I said something due to performance, but that wasn't what was on the video clip that Pooh put up there. So Big Zay is on the receipt list.
I can't remember. I think I said 6, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, that's the only thing.
Yeah, but even so, Pooh has a longer receipt on himself.
Yeah,
so he can fall back.
Pooh's receipt's like a grocery store receipt.
Tax included.
All right, let's jump over to hockey, man. What grade are we gonna give hockey?
Oh, don't call nobody.
A plus.
I agree.
Which sport? Which league now?
NHL.
Oh yeah, A plus.
Them in the NBA, there's nothing else to say, but you had 0 cases.
Yeah, I can agree. 0 cases on both ends. I'm actually surprised that hockey did it because I don't know their entire protocol of what they did, but whatever they did, it worked.
They had a similar bubble situation.
They had. Let's see, because I know the NBA had 2 locations on the Orlando campus where they.
Yep.
But it was an entire bubble on that whole.
It was a complex
in that complex. Yeah, right. Exactly.
NHL had 2 separate bubble locations where these teams were, and they actually developed a cooler playoff system based off this bubble. I was wondering how this was going to work. I think they can move forward with this and put 18. Was it? It was basically on each side 10 teams. And
it was like 10 teams, man.
Because the top 4 each would play each other in a round robin to determine the top 4 spots, and then the bottom 4 there'll be like, let's see, for the bottom 4 spots, I think it was a total of 8 teams going at it to get into those final 4 spots.
See, and we talked about that. The NHL doesn't care who wins their title, right? They don't care. Like they're all about parity. They're all about new matchups.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever wins.
Yeah,
right?
Whoever wins. I mean, they try to make superstars out of whoever wins.
But the NBA would never in a million years have that system.
But you know what though? Even though the NBA had really bad ratings and shit, it would have been horrible if LeBron and them didn't make it to the finals. It would have been horrible.
You know what though? And I'm gonna touch on that in a little bit, but that ratings thing is so overblown, man. With the NBA, it's so overblown. It's like people don't realize, okay, there's so much other shit that people could be watching when there are no fans in the arena. That's a big hit to the NBA of all sports, definitely the NBA. Not having fans. The NFL is a bit more tolerable because they have some sort of fan base there in most of the stadiums, and they're pumping noise in. But football just naturally seems to be a more exciting sport to a lot of people. Basketball is really hurting by having a bubble. They're not even in their own arenas. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people didn't even give the bubble a chance, so I can't even really take those finals ratings seriously. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand what you're getting at. I think it would have been a disaster if he wasn't in the finals, though.
No, it would have been worse.
Now, here's the thing.
That's what I was saying. I agree.
Another league to throw in with the NBA, the NHL is the WNBA, because you can't forget they went without. I believe they went without cases, and they got through their whole season. I believe.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I'm like, there were a bunch of players that opted out. I know the Mystics technically weren't able to defend their championship because mainly their star player was out, but the Las Vegas Aces, they were without Cam Page. She opted out for the season. So
and Plum got hurt. Plum was another major player on their team. She got hurt. I think she tore her ACL.
So the Seattle the Seattle Storm wound up winning for a second time in 3 years.
What?
Right.
So that is crazy that Seattle. See, if Hollywood's watching, there are your 2 championships right there, right now, with the WNBA, and one of them was against my Mystics. So.
Oh, and by the way, just more proof that I think the NBA is rigged, at least to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. Can anybody name before the Warriors swept the Cavaliers in 2018?
2017?
2017?
2018. It was 2018.
2018,
because
right?
that was the one they just went in there. It was just like you had that first game where JR just went numb.
So before that series, can you name the last sweep in the NBA Finals? Can you name the last sweep in the NBA Finals before that? I can't even think of it. And
Before
have a great
Wait a minute. The last sweep? The last sweep?
Before win.
in the NBA Finals.
Houston
Before
against
the
Orlando
Warriors
back
swept
in
the
the
Cavaliers.
90s.
07?
No, I'm
07.
thinking Houston, Orlando.
No,
07. So it was,
no, I just said that 07. That's what I said. 07.
Yeah, it was, yeah, you're right.
Spurs and Cleveland.
So there was a decade
That's right.
between sweeps. There was a decade between sweeps, and you can't tell me that every matchup was evenly matched. They're pulling some strings, bro. The NBA does not like sweeps, and it's like no league really likes sweeps, but the NBA goes out of their way to make sure sweeps don't happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm actually surprised that the Heat won a game, and I'm dead serious when I say that. I thought the Heat was gonna get swept.
And you know what's funny?
Oh, good.
About that sweep in 2018, it was funny because it seemed like the NBA and the NHL were going head to head as far as, and obviously that was when the Caps won, but a lot of people were watching that Stanley Cup Finals because you had two new teams in it, especially an expansion team versus two teams that had been in it multiple times before, and a particular player, well, quite a few players. LeBron being in the finals multiple times with multiple teams, everybody was getting a little fatigued of the same type of people and the same type of players in the finals versus the NHL, where you had, again, an expansion team and you had a team that hadn't been to the Stanley Cup Finals but once before, and that was in '98 when the Caps got swept by the Red Wings.
So Mr. Ham said New Jersey. So this is what I'm gonna say. It changed for the NBA, I think, in 2004 when they expected the Lakers to run through Detroit, and they would have been fine with that sweep. Instead, the Lakers lost in 5. So after that, yeah, you had Cleveland, right? Then before that, you had the Nets. The Sixers stole a game. So it's like before that
didn't really happen.
Then there was an entire decade damn near with no sweeps because you had Houston and Orlando. So it's like they go out of their way not to have sweeps. I'm sorry, sometimes teams are just gonna get swept in the finals. It happens.
Right.
But I just feel like they're pulling a lot more strings these days, conference finals and finals. How many times have we seen sweeps in the conference finals? Even less than the finals, damn near.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron was really the only person sweeping in the conference finals. Even Golden State was going 7, So it's just interesting because when people say that they don't see it, I'm just like, you got to watch when they make these calls and some of the calls that they make and the players that they call them on, because the NHL has the blueprint for creating new stars and the NBA seems to not have that blueprint. Baseball this year is another one that is kind of fortunate that they have 2 of their more popular teams in the National League Championship. In the AL, I guess they kind of they're sitting in the seat right now like, yeah, we like the fact that the Astros are in it because everybody hates them, so they're going to watch because it's like, well, we're cheering against them. But baseball's another one where, if they're fortunate enough to have the Yankees or the Dodgers in the, or the Red Sox, right, one of the more prestigious franchises, then yes, they're like, that's great, but they don't push for that. I mean, we had the Kansas City Royals, right? You had the Giants playing spoilers a couple years. So I mean, it's just interesting.
About us because that was quite the story.
Because the thing with the NBA is every year somebody tries to name 4 teams that have a chance to win it. It's like, no, there's 2 teams every year, bro. Every single year, there's 2 teams.
Right.
One gets upset and one wins.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I get what you're saying. I mean, just like what Mr. Ham says, that the owners don't like sweeps for sure, and less revenue in their pockets. I totally agree. Especially around when it's playoff time, when the playoffs come around, that's one of the times they're going to make the most revenue because they can jack up prices. More people going to want to come to the games in general. It's just going to be that way. So yeah, it happens. So
Wait, state of franchise sports. That you really think that everything's on the up and up?
Well, here's another thing that you can also tell. I'm like, I figure people tend to just look at in the moment to try to find what you're pointing out, but also pay attention to players, the way they act as the game goes on. It's not even just the calls. It could be the body language. It could be, a player could be just interested at certain moments. LeBron walking off the court with 10 seconds. I don't believe they were supposed to lose that game, but I felt like, in that moment, he was like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. DJ, I'm with you. The Heat was supposed to get swept this series. Point blank. I don't care what nobody say.
And the funny thing is, I feel like I feel the same way. I feel like Miami should have been just blown away. I'm like, I would have loved to see an upset, but clearly Miami was outmatched, and the fact that they were able to get 2 games is ridiculous.
I think people over. I think people overshot their expectations for the Lakers a little bit as a team, as far as that roster's made up. Because once you start looking at what LeBron still had to do and what AD had to do for a couple of games in the Western Conference Finals, and then in the finals, it just kind of showed you that the Lakers are still a bit of a flawed roster. Now they were better than Miami, right? But I mean,
and then also, Bills, you can tell people about point shaving.
Oh boy, we ain't going down that road. People, that one, just real quick. The only thing I'll say about that is I think that's even less believable than the rigging of games as far as the referees. People can believe that the referees are, pulling some strings, but they really don't believe that players actually point shave. They need to investigate that. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. So that's all.
What I'm about to say, let's not go there. Something is up. I'm not going to say it's rigged 100%, but something ain't right when you see how some of this stuff plays out.
Wait a second. Hold on. So it goes to show how great LBJ is, even if the sport is rigged. Okay, I'm not denying his greatness, but that doesn't explain shit to me.
We're gonna get to the finals in a little bit. I want to talk about the this conversation that people have been having about LeBron. That's kind of interesting. But what was the next topic?
Next one. Let's see. We said NHL and NBA did the best.
Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball. What y'all think about them? What grade do you want to give those guys?
Well, regular season, they had one team go like 2 weeks.
And it trickled over to other teams.
A whole bunch of games were canceled. So I think that the St. Louis Cardinals having that 2-week layoff and games were canceled, that had a bigger effect than what was going on with the Titans. Because with the Titans,
it was another team that had an issue too.
Detroit, I believe, had. No, Detroit, Miami, the Marlins.
Yeah, it was the Marlins. They real bad, yeah.
Yeah, because it was, let's see. What is it? It was the Marlins and the Cardinals. The Mets also had to cancel a couple games. The Nationals had to cancel a couple of games because they didn't want to travel to Miami because it was all happening around the same time. So I think only one team, or I think 2 teams, weren't able to get all 60, but obviously those teams didn't make the playoffs, so it didn't really matter. But still, I would give the MLB because they weren't in a bubble situation until the playoffs. So I kind of had to split this in half. The regular season, I gotta give them a D. For that. Their commissioner, I'm like, MLB's commissioner has been under fire the whole goddamn year. He protected the team who's currently sitting in ALCS right now, so he was already on people's shit list and stuff like that. But as far as the what they've been able to do with the playoffs is been able to isolate to where the first round was at one site, which was the higher team's home field, and then the next round get into a bubble environment. I actually give them a creative B+ on that as far as the playoffs are concerned. So,
Bills, what are your thoughts?
Rob Manfred's an asshat. When all these cases were happening, he thought that the best idea was to just basically come and threaten them in public.
He ain't had that energy for you know who.
Right. He couldn't have sent an email. He just said, "Oh, just know there's gonna be ramifications. Y'all don't clean it up." I'm like, bro, you the same dude. You the same dude that basically wanted the league to start back up without having any real plan for how you're gonna pay the players or what the safety regulations were, and you got mad because they were literally asking those questions. Like, okay, well, how are we gonna do this? And you were just like, hey, just show up. So I mean, based on that alone, I give it a D. Because it's just like, that's just optics right there. Like you basically were just like, hey, it doesn't matter whether you're safe or not, show up. And then when you got the bad press because there were all these positive cases, then you want to turn around and start threatening people. No, fuck that.
Yeah, it don't work like that, bro.
So
he certainly didn't threaten anybody on Houston.
Right. Of course not. And then the other thing about it is, yeah, he tried to play politics through the media and make it seem like the players didn't want to play. And then they're like, no, that's not the case. We never said.
Yeah, they tried to negate the contracts or some shit like that.
So they started a whole campaign like, no, we do want to play. Like, don't pull that bullshit. And then the whole Astro situation also, I have to include that. I know it's not part of COVID, but I'm sorry. They weren't penalized. They're still talking shit. Granted, they're a talented team, but I mean, nobody said they weren't talented.
They're just cheaters.
Right.
Just cheaters. So I'm gonna give that a C. Only because they did have to win these games, but still the fact that they weren't penalized is some bullshit. So overall, I mean, a D and a C averages out to be what?
C minus.
C minus. So yeah, C minus, I guess it is.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm giving them a flat out F. I'm giving a flat out F because the way it was handled, not because it was a lot of people that contracted it. It's just like we said, just the way they handled it. I mean, he's lucky that it wasn't as worse as it was.
Oh yeah, it could have been worse.
It could have been way worse, exactly. So Manfred, and not only that, they tried to hold the contracts against him, and then when they got up and running, they still end up a lot of players end up catching it because they was unprepared. I don't even blame it. This is kind of the opposite of the NFL. I don't even blame the teams for them catching COVID because they never had any leadership to tell them how to handle it within the way they were going to try to handle it. They had really basically had no plan. Like if they did what they said they was going to do in the beginning, remember they said they were going to go do like they're going to play the league in the Grapefruit League and go to Arizona or whatever. If they would have done that, they would have probably got a higher grade out of me because at least you're trying to isolate. But now it's like everybody just willy-nilly like, okay, they're so busy fighting for their money, they never really came up with a plan to combat COVID. So with that being said, you know, the league itself gets an F. The players, shout out to all the teams that did do the right thing and they didn't have any like bad cases, but it could have been a disaster. Like you could have had a situation where every damn team could have had at least one person with it and possibly could have spread it, and not only to their teammates, but they could have spread it to their loved ones. Because a lot of these players went back home when they played. It wasn't no bubble situation. So it could have been a lot worse. Yeah,
because now that I just thought about it, Juan Soto was the only one who contracted COVID for the Nationals. He was the only one, and he missed the first couple of weeks, I believe. So it was just, and he talked, and with his case, because we're also forgetting the fact that the players were being stressed out because they would get a positive test, and then it would turn out to be a false positive test. They would get a negative test right after that, and like the protocol that's in place was that you had to get like a couple of negative tests consecutively in order to be eligible to go back to playing. So Juan Soto had to go through that along with all the other players on Miami and St. Louis that had to go through that same thing. And it's not just the players, staff, like you said, loved ones that they had to go home to had to be quarantined. So yeah, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a yellow card. He's looking at me playing Gran Turismo. He's looking at me playing Gran Turismo. He's looking at the colors of the car. This is a yellow card.
Still playing games while
I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue the F. honestly.
No,
I'm not going to argue it either.
It could have been way worse.
Yeah, it could have been.
Mr. Ham said, "I'm gonna give him an A if the Braves win a World." So you don't get that shit out of here.
Hey, we need one right now, man. We need a World Series, man. We can use it right now.
No, Stater Franchise Sports says, "Hell, this was in reference to the Astros. Like, hell, I punished the Astros worse than Manfred did on my own channel."
Yeah. Hey, by the way, and y'all check out Stater Franchise Sports channel. I'm gonna try to put that in the description once my boss let me do it. You know, he's right here. He won't let me type. So
and
once
hopefully,
I was
about to say, and hopefully, State of the Franchise. Hopefully, you checked out a prior episode where we went in on Manfred and that. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I probably had the most harsh punishment. I was going for the death sentence on
Houston. That's a ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my microphone, baby. That's not a ball. You think it's a ball? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what other league y'all want to talk about? Is there any other one that actually had an issue? Or lack thereof?
MLS kind of quietly, you know, is still going. I guess they're still going through their season. They haven't really had any issues that popped up, but overall, nobody really. The media doesn't even bring up the MLS, so it's not really much there to go on.
Right.
What else? What other sports?
Let me see.
Cristiano Ronaldo has COVID now.
Oh,
yeah, I saw that.
That's breaking.
I think
they said it earlier today.
Oh, okay.
Soccer's been fine and been under the radar as far as their cases. They haven't had
Yeah, because you're talking about not just MLS. You're talking about like all these leagues that have opened up under, you know, no crowd, empty stadiums. Pretty much before I think here in the States, we were thinking about opening up sports with no crowds, no stadiums. We basically took their idea and brought it over here. So,
all right, I put the link in the description to State of Franchise Sports channel if y'all want to go over there and sub and check that out. That's pretty cool. He's doing some pretty nice things over there. I'm looking at his channel. He did some nice things. He recently put up an MLB The Show video. He did a Maximum Football video. And what else? I think those are only two I see right now. But anyway, just go check it out, man. He's doing some good things over there. All right, with that, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because there's really nothing else. I don't think there are any other leagues that we can dig up.
No, I was about to say it's a good segue since State of Franchise just did a Maximum Football video not too long ago. Bills, give us your experience with Maximum Football.
Oh boy.
Bills
basically, before he starts, Bills basically took one for the team.
I did.
So
he did.
Okay, the game is fun. It's like that's a word that's gonna pop up a lot. The game is fun. Y'all were right about the game being fun. There's nothing I can do to even debate that. The issue is there are just a lot of things missing. I mean, no quarterback nil. It's not major for some people, but that's kind of major for me. No stiff arm, no truck,
no onside kick,
no onside kick. I mean, I forgot about that one. You can't really lead passes without doing the little throw on the run animation. It seems like if you try to push the left stick forward and lead the pass to a certain area, you can't really do that either. I mean, the tackling is really nice, but they still have situations where the defenders have an issue catching the ball while it's in the air compared to the receivers. It's like, I had a situation yesterday that should have been a clear pick. The ball just basically went through his hands. And then to make it even worse, the other team caught it. So it's like, it's just things like that are handcuffing the game. I've seen some nice animations on the line, but it's rough, man.
Oh, you can tell. I mean, you can really tell for indie game, you still have ways to go.
Yeah, it's rough.
And with that being said, the way the game is played for indie game and DJ, what is it like? Five. So five is a 6-man team, and one person is programming a game.
Right.
With that manpower, I would say the game is impressive on that end. But nevertheless, Yeah, it still has a long way to go. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, because
Oh, go.
Yeah, because I'm about to say, the two aspects I kind of lean on is just the physics-based interactions, whether
No
tackling,
two-man animation.
whatever, and the dynasty mode. Those like two mainstays I would lean on.
I think they need to stay away from trying to. I don't think they should even try to put two-man animations in the game. That's one thing I do like about it.
Because one thing I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about this earlier. And I was like, all right, I feel like maximum football, as far as physics-based interactions, I would say currently it's the standard for independent sports games.
Oh, no question.
When it comes to AAA, NHL, somebody will come out and be like, well, we got backbreaker. But like, no, right now, NHL with the ratings and stuff like that and possible, you don't really see too many two-man sequences unless you're talking about middle of the ice jostling and stuff like that. But other than that, NHL is pretty much physics-based hitting. It's been that way in NHL ever since NHL 10, either 10 or 11.
And the only issue I'll say with the physics is sometimes if you go back to the replay, while the result does look, the guys fall the way they should fall based on the contact that they made, half the time you'll look and they didn't actually make contact. That's an issue. That's a huge issue. I like some of the animations, some of the catch animations, and then the tackles that follow that because it's not two-man animations, right? But I think that the defense is a bit handcuffed as far as their reactions to the ball versus the offensive players' reaction to the ball. The running feels smooth. I would like some hard cuts similar to what's in Madden now, just as far as, you being able to maneuver your ball carrier a little bit better. The spin move looks nice. Spin move looks really nice.
That's really smooth.
I like the spin move a lot. I like the hurdle a lot. But they need to add stiff arms at the very least. If you're not gonna have a truck button, just add stiff arms, please.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I mean, there's a lot of things. I like the throwing animations from the pocket, but there seems to be a button delay with that sometimes. Then there's certain routes where he'll set up to throw the ball, he'll throw it in pump fake, and then the ball will magically warp out of his hands towards where he was going to throw it. So it's just, it's little things, man. It's just little things. And
you saw that, right?
What did I do?
It was like, boo!
Oh, clearly. But no, I mean, the game
that's missing too.
Better armed than Phillip Rivers.
I was gonna say shit. Yeah, I mean the game it has a long way to go. It's very raw. It has some things right now that they can build on, but I mean, I saw somebody in VF stream yesterday say it's better than Madden 21. Y'all need to.
Yeah,
I get hating Madden. Y'all can hate Madden. Y'all can hate EA, but this certain shit, come on, bro. I mean, that's just crazy. That's no. I mean, I played Madden 21 today. Madden 21 gameplay wise, you could put it up there really with any football game ever. Really.
No. I mean, no. Some people may think it's better than Madden because they just have a hate for Madden. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Madden is still a really good football game. I don't care what anybody says. They're wild and they saying it's not.
It is. The one thing I do want to add, since we're on Madden, I don't like how much the speed parity still polices the game. It's very worrisome to me. My goal is always to be able to play the game and enjoy it with the speed parity at 0. It's impossible. Too many big runs because there aren't really it feels like to me that the blocking is almost too good with the speed parity at 0 because the guys have such a burst. They're running at the speed that they should be running at. And it seems like because they don't have those training wheels on, when they're coming through the line, they're coming through unabated. And, guys aren't taking the proper angles to really converge on them, right? So then if you put it at 50, it plays okay, but then they have the training wheels on. So sometimes you feel like you should have broken away and you really can't. Now,
I say around 20. I say 25, 30 is pretty good.
I have it on 38 right now. I didn't want to go to 40, but 35 seemed a bit low, so I have it at 38 right now. It's playing pretty well. The issue is when you start putting it higher. Shout out to Sim F Ball. Sim F Ball said he was playing on 100 at one time. Now I played on 90, and 90 felt like it was playing well. But if you go to the replay and start looking at the offensive line, those engage points, those impact points that Clint was talking about that they had to program into the game, where now a pass rusher can attack the guy's outside shoulder or inside shoulder rather than just pass rushing straight ahead the way that they did on Madden 08 and back that far.
Right.
That comes back when you put the speed parity up. They almost slide into place so they can pass rush straight ahead. Those engage points are basically gone at that point. So that's the thing that kills me is just the speed parity, man. There's too many big plays. All of a sudden they don't know how to tackle. It's crazy. It just polices way too much of the game. The 2-man animations become prevalent when you put the speed parity up. There's a lot of things. So I think what they need to do in next gen, we don't know what the case is going to be because, now people are saying, oh, it's not a launch title, and they're making excuses, and I'm sorry, but nobody thought Madden was not going to be a launch title, so y'all cut that shit out.
I don't think it was never even close to being announced that it was going to be.
Right.
It wasn't, but at the same time, I mean, I don't think anybody believed that Madden wasn't going to be available at launch. That's what they pretty much kind of made it out to be. And FIFA was the same way. But we haven't heard anything about FIFA. We haven't heard anything about Madden. I'm not going to say it's worrisome. I think it's just more so peculiar. I feel like maybe they're working on something that may be good for the game. Maybe it's something different. I think if it was a port, then, they probably would have a release date for it, but they don't. So now it's going to be interesting. It's going to come out around Christmas time. Like, when is it going to come out? Because they haven't said anything about it. Brian Mazik had an article a couple days ago or yesterday about it. And yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I don't know, man. Madden.
I'm a little concerned about it, but I mean, it is what it is. I think they're playing it. I think they're playing it ultra safe because the last 2 times they went from one gen to the next, it didn't pan out too well for them. Even with Madden 25, it didn't pan out too well, which I thought it was a really good game, but it wasn't that leap that everybody thought it should be.
I wonder. It's not even so much a situation of me wondering if it's ready or not. It's more so like I think somebody was right when they said that maybe 2K made some of these sports titles gun shy, man.
I can agree. I can see that.
Because if you're gonna claim that was in-engine footage in that fucking EA Play trailer, if the next trailer we get doesn't look like that, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
You're full, if it's not moving like that, if it don't look like that, you're full of shit. So they have to show something, man.
I totally see where you're getting at. And yeah, they're gonna have to show something. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do. But I'm not really sure. It's just my thing is with Madden. I'm not saying I have low expectations, but I'm more like that. I'm not surprised if this happened approach. You know what I mean? Like if they do a port, I'm like, all right, okay. Does it play a good game of football? And I'll just leave it at that. A lot of people want to be blown away by some of these games. And it's like, man, bro, I think that blown away thing, I mean, we're not kids anymore. It's kind of like, might need to get past that. Because a lot of people want to be blown away, and I get it.
What?
And it's like,
Le'Veon Bell just got released. I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm not surprised with that.
I wonder where he's going to go.
I have a question. Do y'all think they're going to use the excuse that they're working on this fucking franchise patch? Because the franchise patch is supposed to come out the day that the game comes out on the Xbox One or launch day, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it is. I think you're onto something.
I just thought about that. November 10th.
Now, when Will was talking about that in one of my streams, was talking about Madden franchise supposed to be released like sometime this around at the end of November or something like that, or the beginning of November. And it was like, yeah, it's on par for the same time that the next one comes out.
And that's current gen, I think. I think that's current gen.
But here's the thought that popped up when I was looking at that yesterday, and I just wanted to read the article where they reiterated when this was going to come out. And my whole thought process was, what if they made those updates just next gen only updates?
Well, I think they said that it was current gen though. I think
they can't get away with that. They can't get it because they already got.
They got away with skipping franchise.
But what I'm saying is,
like, I don't trust it. What
I'm saying is, they can't do those upgrades to next gen only after they got all this backlash earlier because the current gen wasn't on point.
I'm just introducing the theory here.
They can't get away with that.
Well, here's another question I'll bring up. So, do you think there's any way that they come out launch day at this point?
See, that's the thing.
I don't think it is. I don't think Madden's going to be released on launch day. I don't think so.
The thing is, they never established, other than a month, they never established a day. So,
I know what I'm saying.
No, I was just saying because also, what's his name, Mr. Ham, talked about, I think it's going to be delayed. And I was just like, well, can't really say it's going to be delayed with no release date.
They never gave a date at the same time. Exactly.
So what's the delay?
I just don't think it's going to come out. I don't think it's coming out. I just don't think it's coming out on release day. I just don't think so. I think it'll probably come out around maybe Thanksgiving, probably between Thanksgiving and December. I'll be highly surprised it comes out the same day because right now we're less than a month away. We have no information on Madden Next Gen, zero.
I feel like part of them is still trying to leverage sales from current gen, and the other part of them is maybe waiting until the NFL season gets really, really hot. We might not see it released until the NFL playoffs start.
Honestly, I just think that. Yeah, they released the article and been like kind of radio silent ever since, and it's just like you can't be silent.
Yeah, because the shit you brought up sounded good on the surface, but it was very broad. Like, what they were talking about was very broad.
That's what I was saying. I was just like, look, people at this point want specific directions. Where this franchise, and they laid it out, but even in that article, it was just too general. No, like, okay, at this point we're gonna have this. Yes, they said, well, we got stuff included for Madden 22, but then at the end it's like this could all change. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, they did that. They did say that's something to change. You're right.
All of a sudden, when November hits and we're less than a month away, and give or take, it'll probably be mid-November when this update comes out. They could be like, you know what? Nope, we're gonna push it all to Madden 22, and they're out because they did say in that article this could all change.
They got to be very careful about the shit that they're saying because they're saying things that are even loftier expectations than what 2K was saying. Real life athlete data feeds into Madden animation engine to create fluid athletic player movement when accelerating, running routes, and changing directions.
So wait a minute. What explains Giannis being in the game though with that data though?
It's like some of the stuff that they talked about, like calculating player movement real time and shit like that. When you bring shit like that up, you tell them you don't have a demo of that. Shit, we saw at E3 a demo of Live 07 before next gen, and they were showing Tracy McGrady running in a fucking circle, and they were talking about how great it was. He's running in a circle. Oh, look at him lean! Look at him lean! That was their new player movement system. If you have the new player movement system, you should at least have a demo by now of that, a video of that with us viewing it, because Miles Morales has full gameplay out. 2K has a trailer out. What is FIFA? Well, I mean, I can understand why FIFA's sitting on their hands because their game just came out. Madden don't have an excuse.
The thing is, I'm telling you, I think at the end of the day, I think Madden is like very, very worried about the perception it's going to get because, like I said, the last two generations, when they went to 360, when they came to the the Xbox One, PS4, it was not a good look. I mean, even though like the Madden 25 was really a port. It was just a 1080p version of the PS3 game. So I think they don't want that bad press because if it's anything less than what, let's say, next gen experience is, it's a problem. Do y'all realize that Madden never really gave us a next gen experience ever? I mean, maybe outside from PS1 to PS2.
But so much of this
think about it.
So much of this shit sounds like Ignite. New contextual player bench and fan interactions let you feel the explosive passion of a last-minute winner or a game-clinching touchdown in pregame.
That's the same thing they said about Madden 25, but in more words.
Pre-game cinematics deliver an unprecedented match day experience to immerse you in the sights and sounds of professional football. I'm sorry, but I mean, like you're saying all this, and then you go radio silent for months at a time. It's just,
I would say that this is worse than what No Man's Sky did. At this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Complimentary Sports said Josh Allen threw an interception. Malcolm Butler almost took it all the way back. What you got to say about it? What do you got to say about that? I don't know. I've been watching baseball, but what you got to say about that, Bills?
Oh damn! I had this on.
We would have won the Super Bowl if Malcolm Butler played. The score is 21-10 Tennessee right now.
Really?
Apparently, Derrick Henry stiff-armed Josh Norman to hell.
Man, everybody could stiff-arm. Man, KB Jr. could stiff-arm.
Don't do that.
Well, I'll tell you right now, KB3 can throw a ball that Josh Norman can't pick.
Exactly. That you realize how much accuracy, even though I know he didn't intend to throw it.
Man, that thing went right by my. It did not even touch me.
It was like one
It didn't even touch me. That thing didn't even touch me.
You know, it's funny. I was looking for our picks, and I remember we boycotted the shit because
we boycotted this game.
They should have forfeited it, so we boycotted the shit.
Now I know Complimentary Sports just brought up No Man's Sky. I'm gonna check out DJ81 for the videos. I have the launch night stream from 2016. Look at that, and then I'll give you a link to some of those videos to where how the game has progressed. But you also got to research the process of how everything went, because No Man's Sky went from he lied about everything that was supposed to be in the game to damn, everything is in the game that he said was in the game. It just came out well after it. I'm like, No Man's Sky easily should have been an early access game, because it didn't become a complete game until I think the next update, and that's when they made it available for Xbox. So
it definitely was on the verge of being the biggest flop of the generation. Easily.
Oh yeah,
it was on the verge. Shout out to Joe Numbers. Appreciate you coming through, my guy. Thank you for coming to check out the podcast. Really appreciate that. Mr. Ham says 2K Next Gen is turning Next Gen Madden into live, not cool. EA, you're the only football game in town, bro. That is true. Go ahead.
The other thing I'll say about the 2K situation that's interesting, I'm hoping we get some news this week, but
they're supposed to release part 2 of that blog.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That was some really good stuff that they had in the first one.
I agree.
But it's funny because I was reading this article the other day and me and Izzy got into a back and forth about it, because, you know, this guy basically used, I think, Dirt 5 and another game as a basis for, you know, these graphics aren't going to take this crazy leap. And I'm just like, well, you can't say that, because we've seen 2K and we've seen Miles Morales. We've seen the comparison between the PS4 and the PS5. So it's like, I think people are underestimating what some of these companies are going to be able to do right off the bat. And they're just like, if you're going to review those two games and then you're going to make a blanket statement about what this generation is going to be graphically overall, I think that's an irresponsible way to go about it. That's the only thing. That's why I don't like a lot of previews for these consoles, bro. Because it's like, you're not reviewing Miles Morales. You're not reviewing 2K. You're not even reviewing Assassin's Creed, which looks completely different on next gen. You're not reviewing Dark Souls. So when you say it and it's two games that graphically they're kind of underwhelming to begin with, of course you're gonna say that.
Right,
so I mean, that was just my spiel on that. I mean, 2K is gonna completely disprove that whole, you need to temper your expectations. Like, no.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Outside of 2K, I feel like that 2 to 3 year gap when they're transitioning and getting, all those games that are going to be backwards compatible or whatever, I give it like 2 or 3 years before we really see a majority of the games take that next leap. But yeah, 2K would be the rare game that takes that leap.
Yeah, we talked about
Right
that before. Like a lot of these games are still being ported over. We talked about God of War being ported over. It's basically a PS4 game. We may not wait. These are the games that I know that's going to take advantage of the next consoles out the gate. 2K, obviously, it look like 2K is going to be the game. I ain't gonna say opposite, but it look like it'll be the game. Live is going to be the game because Live is being built from a next gen console dev kit. Another one nobody talks about, the next Battlefield, that comes out in 2022. So you already know that's going to take advantage of the new consoles. Now, I hope it's going to be more of a Battlefield 4-esque type game. I don't want to see any of these older games or no futuristic game. Give us
I'm sorry. With Battlefield, I just don't want them to interfere with what theme they're trying to put in the game. That screwed them over for Battlefield 5 and tried to make it PC, friendly for a game that was supposed to take place during World War II. I thought that was some bullshit. And
I mean, the game would have been successful if they would have just left it as World War II supposed to be. Right. They would have been fine. Because the gunplay in the game was actually pretty good out the gate. But,
it was.
It was great. But they tried to do the SJW stuff. Yes, Joe's numbers. NBA Live is coming coming to PS5. Yeah, it's coming to the next gen consoles. You have Scott O'Gallagher and what's the other guy from 2K?
God, I can't remember his name.
Rob Jones.
Yeah, Rob Jones. They're going to be they're at the helm of the next NBA Live coming on the next generation console. So that's going to be built on the ground up. That's probably my most anticipated game as far as sports go.
State of Franchise Sports, I wouldn't be so sure that they're going to release that game in March because the season ain't going to start in March.
Not only that, man. Hey, listen, man. If y'all ain't see all these glitches in the last 2 MLB The Shows, I'm reserving all type of comments on MLB The Show because the fall from grace from that game is ridiculous. That game should not be
fall from grace.
In fairness.
What the heck?
He froze on us.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was thinking. I looked at my his freezing made me look at my internet.
Everybody froze. What the hell? Okay.
No, you froze. We didn't.
I saw y'all freeze. Okay. Anyway, no. What I was saying was, I think people heard it here first as far as how stagnant that MLB The Show has been for years. I mean,
oh man, and we the videos that we showed, the clips that we showed. Oh my god!
But what I'm saying is they got to the point where they were kind of like Madden for a second as far as being stagnant and then having game-breaking issues to add on to that.
Yeah, those fake home runs. Oh my god!
The last thing they added in the game of any creativity, like, what was the weather, and that was 3-4 years ago. They haven't done anything.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. That's the problem when a game gets so good. They honestly do not have to do anything.
And they have no competition.
Yeah, that would help. But as far as the gameplay, when you're at MLB The Show 14, 15, they literally did not have to do anything gameplay wise outside of the ball going through the bat, which I don't want to get into that. Outside of that, the game was actually pretty decent.
It was decent, but I mean, DJ will tell you I've had a problem with the base running and the angles they take with the base running. I've had an issue with the lack of collisions in the outfield. I've had an issue with the mapping with the bat to the ball, not even going through the ball, but like the physical mapping of the bat to the ball and how they play out you swinging and missing doesn't make sense a lot of times. The contact that you make based on the ball, they claim that there's physics. I don't see the ball physics half the time. If I throw a sinker and it's down and away and you take that shit oppo like easily out of the park and you do that multiple times in a game, that means that's a difficulty spike because that's not physics. If you throw a sinker and your sinker's rated whatever they have a rating for each pitch and my shit's maxed out and you're taking me yard with a sinker that is in a perfect spot, that's a difficulty spike. That's not physics.
I just believe that the game peaked at MLB 15, maybe 16. They started going full 4K with 17 and the game just fell off ever since, in my opinion. I think it was good.
Yeah,
once
they just made changes. I was gonna say they made changes to Road to the Show, and that was pretty much.
Yeah, so I'm holding off on MLB next gen. I don't know what to expect, and I would not be surprised if it's something a little wonky. I would not be surprised because the game is borderline wonky now.
And
but
the other thing is, you can't convince me that they hit their limit as far as graphics too. Their graphics stagnated. Or
I don't know, because if you put it all the way at I'm just saying graphically, because when that game was struggling to hit 60 frames per second on the PS4 Pro.
I'm not talking about
based on what they had in there. When you, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wasn't so much talking about like like resolution and graphical fidelity from that perspective, but I'm looking at like, they've made no changes to player models for years. It's been the same ones, right? They haven't resculpted the player models. There's a lot of things that they could have done the way the jerseys fit, right? There's a lot of things they could have done. 2K over time has mastered their player models. They went from crazy bulky to crazy skinny, and now they found that perfect medium, and that was on current gen. But MLB The Show, it seemed like they just had 2 or 3 body types for everybody, and they never evolved as far as their player model. So every year it would come out, it looked damn near the same as far as those graphics were concerned.
I never had a problem with the graphics in MLB The Show. I thought it was okay. My main thing was just the glitches, and that's something that they need to work on. They were not able to lock down the glitches in the current gen. Now you got a whole new dev kit, a whole new game basically to program. Who's to say that it's going to be anywhere near to be on point to where it is? You're probably looking at a whole new different set of bugs at this point. That's what I'm concerned with.
Now, what I was saying about the fact that even if because it has graphical settings that you can adjust and stuff like that, but it's not even about. No, I would say it all adds up when you talk about the resolution. Okay, I'm not worried about the resolution as much as you're not worried about it. I am worried about the computing power of being able to add in different more body types, more physics to certain parts. The fact that they don't even have a running physics engine for player collisions, that's more computing power on top of what's already there. And if that game with what it has in there right now is struggling to get 60 frames per second in 4K,
and you know what?
I wonder what level of detail are these? Are they using medium, high, or ultra? I'm curious about it because it's a baseball game, so they shouldn't have to use like it shouldn't be that demanding.
I think what I think takes up a lot of fucking disk space. That weather in each season.
I think they're probably using ultra textures.
See that, and they highlighted that as far as if you have it in like what is it, faster, which is like more like 60 frames per second, it takes away some of the details of some of the surfaces. They actually did a trailer on this. It was like, well, if you have it in 4K resolution mode, then these textures are gonna pop a little bit more. But if you have it in like performance mode, that you're not gonna have those. So I feel like those details, like surfaces, like on the dugout, metal versus wood versus whatever material, matte or whatever, those details are running up the computing power. The weather.
State of franchise. Hold on right there. Do you own a PC or do you know how PC games work? Because if you're running a game on a PC, those type of things do tax. They tax like hardware, like weather, other different things that are like small things on a consistent basis, like raindrops, snow, or the wind, things that have to fly through the wind. Those are taxing on a CPU. Like for instance, like if you're doing a racing game right now, like if I play Project Cars and I want heavy rain on my rig, I mean I can run it, but it taxes the CPU when you want that heavy rain in a race.
Well, and the other thing, state of franchise mode, sports. This is what you got to realize, bro. They literally have every single month of the season, every single time of day,
Yes.
Every single like specific set of lighting for that. And then you have to take into account adding the weather effect. So what if it's snowing? That's a lot, bro. I mean, that's it. And then on top of that, it seems like when you play the game, some of it's region based because the lighting in some places is different from the lighting in other places in September at 1 o'clock. So that's a lot, man. And that's something they added in, just 1 year, right? And they haven't really touched it, but it's been in the game. And I think that's really where they slowed down their creativity was then, because ever since then, they really haven't added much of anything.
Right, it's very taxing. It's one of the reasons why Drive Club was so impressive with their reign when that game came out. Because when they did that, some things like that. I mean, we talk about PCs, and sometimes we may come off as PC elitists, but to get those type of weather effects in games are very taxing, even on the heaviest or the beefiest PC. So for Drive Club to pull that off on a PS4, not just a PS4 Pro, but if they pulled it off on a PS4, that was a big deal. So, I mean,
that's why they gave you PS1 driver AI.
That's what it was that sacrifice of the AI. And Ramon Russell, damn, I'm like struggling right now. He even said himself that when it came to and this is separate from weather, the physics engine, he was like, well, the players in baseball don't usually make contact with each other anymore, especially with the rule of taking out home plate collisions. It was just like, well, if we throw a physics engine in there with the players, that's going to even be more taxing to what we already have. So, if they would have threw that, I feel like the PS4 Pro would be more than just sounding like it's going to take off. Maybe a ticking time bomb is great.
And that's what I'm saying. That's another reason why y'all see like a lot of these consoles, they be like sound like the PS4 Pro in case it sounds like that when like extra things come on the screen and like for instance like what was that game God of War, when they had that extra stuff that was going on in the game, that thing sounded like it was about to take off.
And in my opinion, I think they should have waited for this weather until PS5, and they should have added the gameplay things that needed to be in, like the physics engine that you're talking about. And even if they're not going to have a collision system, they need to have some sort of movement system, because the movement system has been flawed for a while as far as the fielders are concerned, as far as the base runners are concerned. The bat to ball physics are still terrible. But hey, as long as you got the weather in the game, right, that nobody's going to even care about. I mean, yeah, if you're playing Play Now, you'll say, yeah, I want to play a random game in July. And it's cool, but it's like, a lot of those things are randomized in franchise mode, which a lot of people play anyway. So,
and you want to know something? And that's probably another reason why. And I'm not trying to give Madden no excuses, but that's probably one of the reasons why you don't see these type of dynamic weather in Madden. If a real dynamic weather in the current state of Madden would probably seriously break the game. And I'm not saying it'll break the game because of they can't do it. It's like, no, literally, the architect of that game will probably literally break the game, because dynamic weather or just weather in general really hasn't been in Madden for a while.
I was going to say weather options like just temperature, right? I mean,
right. You have like the basic snow, or you have the basic rain. You don't have like the rain and wind at the same time. You don't have those type of things anymore. Like on the PS2 and original Xbox, I mean, those games weren't taxing. I mean, it was easy for them to do that. But the way this game is programmed now, I don't even think it's a programming issue because it's taxing on the console. It's just the fact that the way that the game is built, you try to add something like that to it, it'll probably literally break the game.
But hold on. But Frostbite was meant to house a lot of these environmental graphical upgrades. So
that is true.
I kind of give an F to the programmers for Madden for not being able to take advantage of that. I'm like, yeah, it kind of looks nice, but being able to take it to where Battlefield was able to do, they failed on that.
Yeah, I think me and Bill's kind of talked about this before. Frostbite was never built for this type of game.
It wasn't.
Yeah, but Frostbite is basically a first-person shooter engine.
Well, here's another issue. When you got a story mode that nobody wants to play, taking up a bunch of disk space, that doesn't help either. Because I
Yeah.
mean,
that too.
And they
You're
did
exactly right.
sacrifice manpower to have that there. And that's another F.
Yeah, that long shot, and and in some cases, Madden Ultimate Team, and all this other stuff. Yeah, I'm with you on that. If they use all their manpower to just focus on like just straight football play now in franchise mode, and maybe a little bit to MUT, but not to the extent of where they do, because they go all in for that. I believe they go all in for MUT more than they do any other mode.
But the problem is like, look, I know they pretty much let go of Rex because of a suggestion that possibly could have made them more money, which is kind of crazy. It was like, you just gotta, all you gotta do is fix the gameplay, add the depth of modes, especially in franchise, and you're gonna sell more units, which will give you more opportunities to make multiplier type of money, because there are now more units available to take advantage of microtransactions. So you mean to tell me you're not willing to fix the gameplay to make more money?
And G-Rob, and G-Rob,
Go ahead.
G-Rob asked, Battlefield did it, so why can't Madden? The thing with Madden is
Joe Numbers answer that. Joe Numbers answer that. That's why.
Yeah.
Frostbite is meant for a first-person shooter.
It is, but also the thing about it is, so with Madden and with a lot of sports games when you're playing outdoors, right? We've seen FIFA suffer gameplay wise, and I'll get into that in a second. Compared to a first-person shooter, what ends up happening is, okay, with Madden, you pick a weather setting, right? And when you pick a weather setting, and then you pick a stadium, and then you pick two teams, it's different than having a map and having these things dynamically pop up, because the computing power makes it so that when these things dynamically pop up, that's completely different than you picking these, specific circumstances and having them play out the way they're supposed to play out. That's why, like we said, Drive Club, yeah, you could tailor make your race to be however you want it to be. The weather can progress however you want it to, but at the detriment of the driver AI. So with Madden, the yard, right? The story mode that has no business in there is taking up a lot of space that could, and the gameplay honestly is to the point where, and me and DJ have said this, gameplay isn't, that this is where me and DJ versus Smitty, we kind of differ.
I had to bring that man up.
No. This is why I'm bringing him up.
Yeah.
Because Smitty is still on the whole gameplay is like, they still have a way to go. Me and DJ like, no, you need to be a complete package. You need to hammer home the modes. Gameplay is not the shitty. It's not in the shitty state that it used to be in.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what people are talking about, man. Dead ass serious, man. There's not much wrong with the gameplay in Madden 21.
Offline.
Offline.
Yeah, make that clear.
I gotta make it clear. But
offline and sim mode.
Right.
So that's
exactly right.
So that's the thing. It's like, just space. And then the other thing is, let's go back to MLB The Show for a minute. Now, look, I hate to be this guy. If MLB The Show was an Xbox game, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's a stronger console. It can deal with more of these things. With the PS4, and the PS4 Pro is a little bit better. It's not built to handle games that are built by the Sony devs that have all these things running in it, like that weather. That weather is a big chunk of that game, and Road to the Show is a big chunk of that game. You got all those minor league teams in there. You got the scenario engine that they kind of added. They don't call it that, but it's kind of a scenario engine that they added in to. There's a lot of shit in that game, bro. That's why. So I mean, it's not necessarily an excuse. With Madden, it is because they're kind of doing it to themselves. But
no, Madden, you gotta understand, Madden is a game that's built from the 360 that they're still using. That's why I say it's not much they could do to that game on another console. They're to break the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think it has anything to do with the thing they added to Madden or whatever. It's just the fact that is a severely old tech. Y'all got to understand that game is built off a game that was possibly started being developed on in 2004.
And looking at these games,
the 360 came out in 2005? So Madden 06 probably was being built on late 2003 That's how old this tech is.
And I've hammered FIFA for the past couple of years, and I realize now why FIFA is being held back as far as gameplay is concerned. When you put things in like you have rain, but then you have showers, you have snow, but then you have flurries, that shit takes up space. Right. Because the rain is literally turning on and off like a faucet. It's dynamic. It'll rain for part of the first period, the first half, and then it'll stop. And then the second half, it'll start raining again. That shit takes up space. So that's why FIFA's suffering to a certain extent. Now, I can't really say it's much of an excuse because Konami does the same thing, and they're still killing it gameplay-wise, but also, at the same time, you see they didn't put a game out this year.
Chris Thomas says, bro, like I say, Madden is 5 out of 5 out of 10 on Metacritic, not 1.2. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I did a whole live stream about them review bombing that game. Yeah. I give it a legit 5.56, a legit 5.56. And with that being said, you know, the dudes on Metacritic are just, you know what they are. I mean, we ain't got to go, you know, that.
Yeah, I did a video as well, so.
Yeah, you know, I mean, 5.5 is very accurate because they give you everything that you want on the football field offline. You know, I don't want to get cut off by DJ again. But offline, they give you everything you want as far as the football game. But the modes are lacking. So it's like, just like what Joe Number says, gameplay and modes are like a pair of hands and feet. They can work together well solo, but they're more powerful together. Absolutely. That's probably like one of the best lines when it comes to the problem with Madden and their modes. That's probably the best analogy and best line. I totally agree with that. And Madden still don't get it. They think that you got to make money off these modes, and you don't. You'll make money. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
People will buy your game, and you'll get more people engaged if you give them what they see on Sundays. People don't see MUT on Sundays. People don't see the yard on Sundays. People don't see Face of the Franchise on Sundays. They see what happened on Sundays. Like, you know what? I might need to go to work after Sunday night. I might need to go to work on Monday, but when I get home, I'm going to replicate that. But the first thing they see when they cut the game on, buy this pack. Like, who wants to deal with that? You know what I mean? It's like,
that's the thing, man. These games got to fight their battles like 2K, right? 2K is one of the more complete packages out of all the sports games. They got My League.
But you know what though? You know what though? You know what 2K do most of the time when their game comes on? Especially when the season was on and popping, what's one of the first things you see with NBA 2K? NBA, you see NBA today. They want you to replicate what you saw.
No, but what I'm saying is as far as the development process.
Oh no. My team is still a priority for them. Them and my players priority.
I'm saying as far as the things that they put in the game though, it's like, you know, we talked about the MLB the show and the sacrifices they have to make, Madden, the sacrifices they have to make. 2K takes okay. Right. 2K takes its hit with overhauling the passing game, which would take a lot. Overhauling the player movement completely. So it's like every game fights its battles. You know, they pick their battles, and there's certain hills that they're just not going to die on. The thing is, they just pick them more wisely than these other companies.
That's what I'm saying. At least with 2K, when you cut on their game, I can't say for recently because I haven't played 2K21, but I know for most of the time when you play 2K, when you cut the game on, they usually try to hit you, especially throughout the season. They'll try to hit you with what's happening recently, NBA today. Relive what happened the other night.
They hit you with that dumbass. No, they be hitting you with dumbass banners about my team now, bro. It's just
that's terrible. Because
as soon as you come on, you got to get rid of that dumbass screen. Because
so they're pulling off a Madden what Madden does now.
Oh yeah.
Because I know you remember the times when they did do that. It's like, the first thing you'll see was NBA Today. Like what happened the night before. You know, they were actually, and NBA Live tried to do that as well. NBA Live was trying to do it like, hey, we can what was called NBA Rewind on Live.
And see, Joe Number said there's so much a player can do in 2K. Just stay out of Park and Rec, and that's the thing. Everybody was.
That's true, but that's another thing. That's the reason why 2K is so deep because you can do more outside of those. You're right.
But everybody was asking them to overhaul that setup, and they're like, "Look, we can't do it till next gen. There's shit that we have to put in the game this year to satisfy the gameplay people. At the same time, we have to add some incremental changes to modes that already are good, like My League. But they're not going to overhaul neighborhood on current gen. You know what I'm saying? People don't get that whole. They think it's an excuse, but it's really not. We talked about this. If you want, for example, the gameplay that you see in those casino games, you're going to be paying $1,000 for a console. That's just reality.
Yeah, you're right.
So the people who say, well, you should be able to overhaul the movement system and overhaul neighborhood and overhaul, it's like, yeah, but how much you planning to pay for the game? You asking for something that's technically more than the value that they're already giving you at $60. That means you should have no problem paying $70 then.
Right, exactly. You're right.
All we ask for as gamers is what you've already given us and then innovate. We want more, but we'll settle for don't take shit out. Period. Don't take shit out. Because then you have to charge less for your game. You're taking shit out.
G-Rob said he has a coworker that just plays MUT. That is, I can't see how they do it. I know a couple of people that follow me on Twitter that just play. I know one person had $1,500 aside just to use it soon as 2K came out. I don't see how they do it.
Well,
that is insane. That is an addiction.
I already seen one person. I was watching a video from what culture sports or their sports section, and the guy was talking about FIFA, and he even suggested that FUT or their Ultimate Team should be a separate game altogether. Right. So and we talked about we talked about that here because it's just like, look, make MUT free to play in a separate venue. And he also said that, well, the rest of the game would be just discounted. It won't be the full 60, I guess, on next gen, since all the prices are going to increase, not full 70. It should be, maybe $40 at the most if you separate MUT. But, I think the kid, and shout out to him. We haven't heard from him in a while, but he was the main one that was like, EA is not going to, how do you describe it? They don't want to eat their own potential profits or whatever.
Right.
So, but I mean, the sad thing about it is like MUT has more team building aspects and chemistry matters more in MUT than it does in franchise.
And that's funny because
it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way, but yeah.
That's why the MUT players laugh at us. They're like, we have this shit in our mode. Just play MUT.
Right. And that was also brought up in regards to FIFA Ultimate Team, was that there was a way, like stadium building was one of the things that he was just like, well, I wish this was kind of in career mode. And, even to the point where they could design how the fans do their cheers and stuff like that. And it's just like, wow, that would be nice if that was in a franchise mode for
but
FIFA.
That's what I'm saying. They put all this shit. They literally took a screen from MUT, like a physical screen, and put it in franchise. That screen where you see all your players and they're in their specific positions, that's from MUT. The team chemistry for your line, that's from MUT. And there's still chemistry aspects in MUT that aren't in the franchise mode. It's a fucking travesty.
Which is funny because that's what they're advertising in that article we referenced earlier. As an addition to franchise mode coming in Madden 22 to be determined still. But meanwhile, you have NHL, who not only has team chemistry, player morale, line chemistry, and I'm already going to be in Scott OG's ear and be like, look, when you do NBA Live, make sure you talk to the NHL team. Because
don't use their controls, though. Don't use their controls. We don't need another NBA Elite.
I know, but it's just like we need player morale. We need team morale, line chemistry. If I were to think about line chemistry in the football game, I would think about quarterback, wide receiver chemistry. Offensive, you could start from the offensive line. I'm like, you already kind of have it.
The funny, they had morale back in the PS2 days. Why did they take it out?
Yeah, but with the chemistry thing, you already kind of have it with the center. If the center is rated a certain, he counts as 2. So, because then Clint already referenced that the offensive line already has a kind of chemistry system, but it's based in the ratings, not necessarily. But right. They have an actual have an offensive line chemistry, defensive line chemistry. You have
linebacker secondary.
Yeah, and most importantly on the offense, quarterback wide receiver chemistry. And then you have quarterback offensive line chemistry, because you're talking about like if you call a protection, we had this literally popped up in the Washington's game, like not this past week, but the one last week, with the Ravens, where he calls a protection, and the lineman looking at him like, "Are you sure?"
Another one nobody talks about is center and quarterback chemistry as well.
Yeah,
that's another one. What I'm about to say. Let's look at some of the people in the chat real quick. G-Rob says the casuals are killing the game in his opinion.
Killing game in general.
I was gonna address that comment, but go ahead, because I was
Joe Number says it's not the casuals' fault. It's companies who are at fault because they release a half-assed product and sell it at full price and want players to spend more money in order to compete online. I think online gaming is pretty a big problem. State of franchise. Oh, go ahead.
So the Joe Numbers comment, I half agree with him. I think it is the company's fault, but the reason it's the company's fault, I don't think, is because they're releasing the half-assed products and they sell it at full price and want the players to spend more money online. I don't think that's what it is. I think the issue is that they lie about who they're really catering to when they put this game out, and that's the issue. You can't.
They got exposed with this franchise mode thing. They got exposed with that. You're right.
We talked about this before. There was never a discussion about sim before they brought it up and made that, oh, we're calling ourselves a simulation game now. Do you see 2K calling themselves a simulation basketball game? They don't have to. Everybody knows it.
They already know it is.
It's going to be realistic. So with Madden, what they did was to muzzle us, they started using the word sim, all while catering to casuals. So then it made.
The thing about 2K is all 2K did was like this. Here's the mode right under the difficulty right here. We don't even have to advertise it. You go to pro or you go to all-star or superstar, and which mode you want to play, simulation, arcade, or whatever. It was right there under them. They didn't never have to advertise it.
And me and DJ, I know we've talked about this a lot before, and he doesn't necessarily agree. But like I said, when you're releasing a product, you control the narrative. If you're putting out a simulation game, the people that are going to latch onto your game are going to either be sim heads or they're going to be casual heads that have to either adapt or they won't play it. But either way, if you're releasing a sim game, those are the people that are going to come to your game. They're the people who are going to buy your game. Go ahead.
Now, here's another dink against the company, especially when you're going to use it in legal terms to keep other companies from making a game. Yeah, then your ass is grass at that point. So like before, we may have disagreed on that point, but when they start doing that has
because now they're cornering the market. They're they're moving the goalposts for what sim truly means, right? Because they can't really truly define what simulation means. Right. They changed the definition based on whether 2K is going to make a game or not and what they want 2K to have in their game. If they want 2K to have a game like WWE Battlegrounds, they're going to end up having a game like WWE Battlegrounds. Because if 2K had any opportunity to make a game that was even, on the tip of the iceberg as far as simulation, having realistic players and things like that, then Madden wouldn't want that smoke. That's why they've been barking. That's why they've been barking up that tree, because they know it's not going to fall. That's really why.
State of Franchise Sports says, I don't even set aside $1,500 for blackjack gambling. I'm good at that. No, I'm dead serious. There's a guy, I can't remember his name. He's one of my followers.
Sorry.
What's his name?
Greg Smith, sorry.
Oh, yeah, Greg Smith, yeah. He literally put on Twitter that, I think I put on one of the episodes, I posted that tweet on one of the episodes we did. He said he put up $1,500 for my team. And I that's insane. Listen. There ain't no way. You know what? He could have, and you know what he's doing? Y'all know what he's doing?
What?
He's complaining that he was not able to get a PS5 or Xbox Series, one of the two. He's complaining that he's not able to get one of those. If he would have paid all I got that money on these stupid ass modes, he probably would have had one or two. He could have had three.
A lot of people.
But you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? $1,500. That's three of those new consoles that you're begging about, and you're mad because you can't get one.
So this is something else that we have to talk about that Joe Numbers said. That's true as well. One reason I still hold consumers responsible is because we should know the routine by now. Falling for the same formula is a true definition of insanity.
Ding, ding.
So
That's it.
But here's the issue with that though. Unfortunately, we are the minority, Joe Numbers. So there are people that buy this game, and we talked to VF about it when VF was rationing the shitty gamers. Me and DJ were trying to explain it to him. It's like some people are not destined to be good at this game, and they're not destined to be sim players. They're casual players. They see that they're, a Dallas Cowboys fan or a Kansas City Chiefs fan. They see Mahomes on the cover. They go and buy it.
You still can't tell me though. Fuck that.
But they go and they buy the game. So it's like, for them, it's just fun. They don't care about the shit we talk about. They don't care about double team pass ball. Who cares about that? They don't care about that shit. So it's not so much us falling for it. It's the consumers that are the casual ones that are basically making it so that we have a smaller and a smaller voice. That's really what it comes down to. And Madden has created that environment by how they release their game.
But the sad part is, and the tail end of that of people falling for the same thing every single year, it's like you have content creators that are out here falling for the same routine every
No. These content creators.
You got people falling for their same routine.
But on top of that, you're talking about they fall for the same routine, but then they buy into the same thing that's working against us at the same time. So
time out. Let's kill all this gruffy. You may not understand, and I'm not saying you're wrong. You just may not know. These YouTubers that have big numbers aren't spending money. They give them their packs.
Yeah.
And they make the video and make you think they spent that money. So you go spend all that money. Because how the hell you think somebody gonna get a Diamond LeBron the next day the game comes out?
And also, I mean, let's be honest.
Like how the hell you gonna think they're gonna get a 99 plus Pat Mahomes the same day Madden 21 comes out for money? They give them those packs.
I mean, just look. I mean, come on. Let's be honest. Look at the views for the just opening pack videos. Look at the videos with what's that clown's name? What's the dude that plays 2K and Madden and he spazzes out a lot. Black dude.
Flight.
Look at him. Flight will put a video up with a title that says Flight spends $3,200 on
Flight reacts to whatever.
Yeah, Flight rage quits $3,200 team fails in the end or some shit. And you're like, wait, he paid $3,200 for this fucking team? And then you look at the team he has and you realize that he's garbage and people say, oh, well, I bet I can win with that team. And then they start spending money. And they spend money and they don't get the packs. And then they want to run the Twitter and complain about it. That's really what it comes down to.
That's exactly what happens.
YouTubers aren't spending money. They make these people money.
G-Rob right there, the banana in the tailpipe. They get them every time.
Just like homeboy from Beverly Hills Cop. I'm not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Right. and them reactions be on point. They be like, Hey, they be like this. They be like this.
Oh my God, I can't believe I won.
Here it is, right? Oh, let's see what I'm gonna get next. Let me see what I get. Oh my God, LeBron! Oh my God!
You know what? The sad thing is the whole advertising thing you had. I think when it came to 2K, literally there was a guy who reacted to him pulling certain packs in what was essentially a slot machine type. So it was like advertising gambling, just outright Las Vegas type gambling in their My Team modes. That was
you're talking about the dude with the Laker jersey on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that video. I don't know who he is, but yeah.
Advertising this commercial to kids. And this is games like this are for everyone. And you got kids, wind up spending like their parents' credit card.
Yep.
On these packs, and these parents, I hope these parents are whipping these kids' ass.
And the thing is, in the UK, it makes it even more blatant because in the UK it's Peggy 3, so it tells you it's for 3-year-olds.
And this is where it comes full circle. Those are the motherfuckers that get to play the game before any of us. Those are the people.
I'm telling you, they get access to the game and they give them the cards off the rip.
They get access to the game first. They get to test it. They give feedback, so you'll probably have a lot of shit that's in the game, and then they say, no, this is too simulation, take it out. Oh, we're having trouble shooting during the testing. There's plenty of shit that they do. So that's the thing, man. It's like you always wonder, well, why does it seem like the game comes out and we hear all these stories about Madden where, oh, Madden has all this shit in it, EA play, and then it's taken out? Because the motherfuckers that are going to give feedback on the game are people who are opening packs day one and showing you gameplay of fucking whatever face of the franchise.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly what it is. I think, and this is one thing. This is the reason why I love our platform and what we do. A lot of people who are on YouTube, and I'm not going to say some people's names because, and I'm serious, I'm not going to say their names, but they honestly tell you they're content creators. I wouldn't watch anybody who does that because you know why? People that are, the people that are content creators, they want you to come there because of their content. Us three, we're gamers that just happen to be on YouTube. So we're going to tell you the gamer side of it and just be as honest and open. The content that we create is our honest content. Some people will literally tell you, oh, I need the new thing right here to get you guys to come in. And I'm going to be honest with you, they don't give a damn about y'all. They just want the numbers to look good once they do their analytics. For us, we want you to fellowship and learn how to be a better gamer and actually enjoy gaming along with us. That's why I think our platform What'd you say, Bills?
I was going to say content creators are the people that say, hey, we need to record some videos tonight. Let's play Madden on a shitty mode and then say that this happened in the game organically and create some type of perception about what the game actually is. It's the exact same way with
These are the same ones who are scared to go live and actually play a game and actually fellowship with y'all and enjoy playing the game. They got to put things in perspective or put things in a certain context to have you guys continue to watch them because they're creating the content. We're creating gameplay moments organically off the rip based on us playing live. And I think that's the way it should be because we're gamers. Those dudes just want to hit the upload button. I'm being honest.
I mean, it's like I never watched your stream or DJ stream and look for problems in the game. Like,
yo, let me tell you, the last few live streams were like amazing. The one that we did with the messed up field goal when the whole thing went wonky. That's organic. What happened with the wrestling stream? The wrestling stream was just amazing.
That was mad organic.
You need to go and watch that.
Yeah, you need to watch that.
I mean, that was just great. But those are the things that I'm talking about. This is what I try to, the atmosphere I try to create. I'm not trying to do this, and this to have you guys stay tuned. I want you guys to come back because we're actually having fun.
But Chris Thomas says spending money on mud is stupid because when you think about people drop $1,500 to $2,000 just to use the card for like 8 or 9 months and repeat the same process on the next Madden. Here's the thing, bro. They know how addictive gambling is, bro.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And that's exactly what it is.
That's what it is. It's no different than going to a casino.
Complementary sports.
So racist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to have a watch party and just have you just react to that whole live stream.
That live stream was wild, bro. That one was wild. Yeah, you got to go back and watch that WrestleMania Royal Rumble. That was amazing. But yeah, man. But that's what I'm talking about, man. That's the type of stuff that I like to do, man. Just have fun, man. And you know, those days are over. Me just trying to make a video to tell y'all like, okay, this is the problem. Like, let's play some games. Let's have some fun. Let's chill.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Now the thing is like that. Everything we just talked about is pretty much an overall problem because we are in the media field, whether it's sports, news, whatever. it's the slants, it's the agenda that gets created through whatever. I'm like, gone are the days of just telling you guys what happened and letting you guys decide. No, we're gonna tell you guys how to think and feel. That's why a lot of people that are out here that's like, don't let the media tell you how to think and feel. The media really, as far as the news media, whether it's gaming, whatever, they're supposed to tell you about what happened. They'll give you the basic facts and just leave it alone. Don't
Right.
They're not supposed to add their, well, I'm like, they can, but
as a broadcast journalist, you're not supposed to.
You have to put you're supposed to have your own unique
ethics type of.
You got to have your own unique way of telling the story.
Right. Unless you're like in newspapers, obviously I'm showing my age. Newspapers, they would have the opinion section. I'm like, unless you're outright saying, hey, like when
what the fuck?
Like,
well, keep talking.
When I do, they're getting what's the name is getting killed, Bills, but yeah, it's like when I bring up my live streams and when I talk, I tell people up front, look, I'm totally opinionated, so people won't get the sense that, hey, I'm just reporting the news. No, I'm going to tell you what I think about what popped up. So that's coming, but I'll also let people know, hey, this is how I'm thinking. This is how I'm feeling. If you happen to feel the same way, okay, that's good. If you happen to think differently, share and let
There you go. There you go. That's how you have real dialogue.
But that's just media in general, man. They're all in it to dictate the perception of something without giving you the whole facts. They'll give you what they think that you need to hear in order for you to feel the way they want you to feel. And that's why we talk about debate shows like, Undisputed and First Take.
Don't get me started with that.
It's a prime example with those shows. They give you the facts that they need you to hear to feel the way that they want you to feel about a certain situation. And that's the issue. We will give you all the facts and we'll say draw your own interpretation. And a lot of people won't do that these days. They try to create a perception that's a lot of times a false perception.
But I mean, not even to drift away from like the regular media. I mean, people on YouTube do that right now.
Of course,
and people do that in this, and people have been doing that in this sports gaming community for a long time. Well, you have to understand that is the basics in the premise of, and it's not even a knock on Ryan Moody because I understand what he's doing, but that is the premise of the breakdowns. It's to tell you what it is in that short period of time when obviously you just seen me or you seen others play a full game of Madden and don't have half of that stuff. Not even a half, a quarter, a fifth, a point, 1% of that stuff happened.
Propaganda has been around since the colonial days.
Oh yeah,
that's all it is. It's just paint by the numbers propaganda.
Right, and once again, I'm not trying to get into no drama because we've been there and done that. But you got to understand that these are people that do these type of videos, and they're successful at them. But we have to be honest: is the game that damn bad that that it is unplayable? Because if it was like that, that'd be the case. Me personally, I've played 2-3 hours worth of a one single live stream, and if you watch the game, that stuff don't happen like that. And that's the type of stuff that's like it's kind of disheartening because I've been doing that for years, and I'm a gamer at heart. And if I have fun with the game, I have fun with the game. And it's not a knock because I know it happens in the game, but what frequency? And that's the real story. What frequency all this craziness that happens?
Well, Mr. Ham says, speaking of that, Skip Bayless needs to be beyond fire. No, because he's hired to do what he does.
Yeah, he's hired to do what he does. I mean,
just like Jason Whitlock's hired to be a fat ass coon.
Yeah,
Skip Bayless is hired to shift the perception of LeBron James.
What's his name? The one that does the afternoon show.
Cowherd.
Yeah, Cowherd. He is there to be
controversy.
Yeah, he's there to be controversy on NBA stuff. He's talking about, he'll tell you in one breath he's never watched this and this in the NBA, but he has an opinion on it to get y'all riled up. Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you listen to that?
I'm sorry. What's that? And what's that other guy that just, I guess, within the last 24 hours, he put out what the media doesn't want to tell you about MJ?
Nick Wright.
Oh,
Yeah,
yo,
Nick Wright.
so
So
out like it's going to
but the thing is, this what kills me is like with all of them, it says Whitlock may say outlandish. What?
I knew you was going to see that.
What happened?
We gonna have to talk offline about that shit.
So, come on, man. Mr. Outlandish thing, but he on point with some stuff.
I don't.
Just brought up 106 the Clan.
I don't got time for that.
I'll put it like this. I don't disagree with Joe Numbers. I mean, there's some things he do say some way off the wrong, but he's not 100% wrong. I just put it that way.
Fake ass Ruben stuttered. But yeah, so I mean, Kyle Hurd. I mean, hell, and people try to tell me, well, why would ESPN just hire somebody for that? They hired Michelle Beadle, who had no sports knowledge, and she was literally there to just push the feminist agenda. And when they got tired of that bitch, she got kicked the fuck out. So I mean,
right? No, all seriousness, you're right, because some of the real people the real women that know sports, you barely hear from them that much anymore.
Bro, look
like what was the lady who had the lady that had cancer and she had to shave her head?
Holly Rowe.
I thought it was Linda Roberts.
No, Holly Rowe.
Robin Roberts was one though.
Robin Roberts.
Yeah, Robin Roberts was one, but Holly Rowe was the one that actually came back with her hair shaved. She actually knew her shit. You know what I'm saying? She was like on like 3 different shows. Like she was on Inside the Numbers, or was that one Around the Horn? She actually knew her stuff. You know, and you don't see them like that too much anymore. I mean, like,
they don't fit the narrative. I mean, look what they turned Max Kellerman into. And I said this, we talked about this. Me and VF talked about this. If anybody listening, and I told him, I'm like, Max Kellerman is killing Stephen A. in all these debates right now because it's not scripted. They're gonna change this shit real quick.
And the thing is, he wasn't always like that. And it's the thing, it's pushing a persona, and that's why I personally stopped watching all of them.
Bro, how you have a debate show and you got a whiteboard in the back going over the topics before the show, saying you gonna say this and then I'm gonna say that.
If you're gonna have a debate, this is all you need. This topic, this topic, this topic, this topic. Let's go. As long as you don't curse, because it's a family-friendly show. As long as you don't curse, we're gonna have the debate on these topics. But no, it's scripted, and it's like
they have to cover Stephen A's flaws because he only knows basketball. So when they talk football,
well, I mean, and all credit, Skip Bayless exposed that when they were doing the show together. Because that's one thing I can say about Skip. Skip may be a dumbass when it comes to like Jordan and LeBron and all stuff. One thing I can say about Skip knows his college football. He knows it very well. And the thing about it is, he schooled Stephen A on that, and they had to hold him back.
Yeah, so that's what they do, man. They just cover the holes for the people that they're putting in front of you, so that you feel like these people are educated and they're the end all be all, and they know everything about what they're telling you. And the truth is, they don't.
And to go back full circle, this is another reason why, I don't even think it was even planned this way, where it really wasn't, because we can go behind the scenes on how this show was supposed to be our podcast. But our podcast is basically like, this is the topic, like 5 or 10 minutes before we go, and we just go at it. Mm-hmm. Like these two guys, they'll tell you they didn't know that this topic was going to be up here about grading the leagues of COVID-19. I didn't even talk to them about it. But as soon as we went in, we just know what to do. It's not like, oh, Bills, I need you to roast me this time. No, if Bill's going to roast me, it's just going to happen. You know what I mean?
It's not even that. It's that the knowledge that we have collectively is balanced enough to the point to be able to roll from topic to topic. Now, some are stronger than others. I kind of give it up to you two guys. You guys are more off the cuff with knowledge than I am. But, I feel like I bring, individually, I bring like the organizational aspect of it and try to put things together that way.
Right.
So, and then the other thing is, I mean, folks will be able to see through us trying too hard, right? Because it's obvious when somebody's trying too hard. It's obvious when somebody's trying to be controversial.
Who said we trying too hard?
No. But I'm saying in general, if we were to, Facts. Nobody said it.
Right.
Jesus Christ. You sound like me. You sound like me. You sound like VF sound like me last week when homeboy. You sound like me last week when homeboy came in the stream. I started roasting his ass. Everybody like, chill out, Bill. So like, but I mean, people would be able to immediately see that we were putting on an act. Like, no, I mean, if you like, those roasts happen very, very just organically. I mean, somebody says something crazy in the chat or something crazy on here.
One of us says something crazy, we get it. Yeah,
that's it. That's it. I mean, and I'm glad that most of our listeners, or really all of our listeners, you know, they just take it as jokes and they move on because that's all it is. It's just fun.
Right. Let's look at there's a lot of chat going on right here. Let's hit this real quick. Let's see. Now I'm gonna go there. Miss Hale says, speaking of that, don't that to forget Damon Grove from a few years ago. Now we talked about that the other day. Yeah. What a clown. Let's see.
Alcoholic.
Exactly. G-Rock said Mrs. Hill was joke. Yeah, Jamel Hill was nice. He was really good.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on.
I kind of low key wish she would go back and talk about sports more. I mean, we know her career path is different now, but when she was talking sports, I mean, she was really good. I actually thought that she was going to take the spot of old girl on First Take at one point when what's the girl name that left?
Yeah, but ESPN.
Carrie Champion.
Yeah, Champion. I thought she was going to take her place because she was actually pretty good.
Yo, just
hold on.
Okay. Go back to the Damon Crow thing. You now that I'm thinking about that reveal, you think that motherfucker was hungover during that reveal?
No, I think he was legit crying. I don't think he was hungover.
I think he go through with it because he knew.
If he knew the jig was up. I cannot find that video to save my life. If somebody can find it, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. If y'all can find that video, please find it because I want to show that to everybody. He looked like somebody was ready to whoop his ass. He knew he was about to get ass. I mean, dude had tears in his eyes. His bottom lip was shaking.
If anybody grew up with a mom that was a heavy disciplinarian, like believed in corporal punishment, it was that type of look when she would yell, like, "Hey, what are you doing in there?" But
oh my God! I mean, that video, he really looked like somebody was about to whoop his ass, and everything. That was. And he was like, "I'm sorry, guys, but it turned out to be a mobile game." And no, he didn't say it. The lady, the one that exposed it as a mobile game, and he didn't want to answer the question, yo.
I found it.
Oh,
please
you did?
Send me the clip. Please send it to me because I want to put that on the screen so people can see this.
Fuck, let me see. This might be a reaction video though.
Oh God, we don't want it
because this is 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
Yeah, just send it to me. Just send it to me.
God, Ryan Moody has an interview.
Yeah, he has a couple of them with him. No, I don't worry about that. I want to see.
Remember when Gedden had like multiple, like he had like 20 parts.
He did like 20 parts. He did like 20 parts.
Off of that clickbait.
Please, if you send me that link, I need that.
Okay, here we go. This should be it.
Yeah, please send it to me because I'm going to put that on the screen. So for people who did not see it, they need to see it.
Hopefully it's this one. I feel like it is.
You send it to me on the DM? Okay.
Yeah, this should be it.
Let me see. I know for certain if it is.
I hope Gedden didn't spend all that money at once. That he made
off. He should have spent it all.
Oh my god. This is it. All right, let me share screen.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my god. Oh, this is so sad.
Oh boy, look at that look on his face already. My God.
Oh, wait till your daddy get home as look on his face.
Oh man. I don't even know if it's going to play the audio. If not, that's fine. I just want y'all to see the matter of fact, don't worry about that. I got the I need to hold on.
Oh, my superstar
hold on, everybody. Hold on 1 second. I got to take that off the screen. Hold on. Let me take that off the screen. There we go. Let's see.
Y'all see in a second what happens. Subliminary Sports, trust me, you'll see. Just give it a second. Give
it 1 second. I got you.
Meanwhile, there were two of us that had a clue that this was coming, and you're actually looking at them.
Yeah.
We're here.
All right,
Unmute it.
I don't know if the audio can come through, but I put the closed caption on anyway.
Okay.
All right, y'all ready? All right, here we go. Can y'all hear that?
No, unfortunately.
Nah, yeah, because I don't think they do audio on here. So look at the look on his face. Look at the look. Yo, look at the look. Look at the look. Yo, look at the look. Look at his tears. Look at the tears in his eyes. He look like he's about to die.
Yo, right before that, it looks like somebody behind the camera like, motherfucker, you better smile. He did a little forced smile.
Now we only 7 seconds in. You see the look on his face. Now let's let it play out, and we're gonna look at see what happens. Here we go. Look at.
Yo, what was that look?
I'm telling you.
Look at him. And this is what the game's supposed to look like.
Oh, remember?
Yo.
Oh, flashbacks are cruel.
Boy, the look on his face, where he's about to die.
Man, if we can find what it ended up being, or actually, no, we can actually spoof what it ended up being. It actually be realistic. Just go and see the movie Tron. And that's basically what you got. And he holding on to that mic a little tight there.
He holding on for dear life.
Man, he won't look at that camera, but he looks so disappointed. Well, look at him. Wait. Look at him.
Why is he gripping it like that?
Hey, DJ, you know why?
Oh.
He keeps doing it too.
It's like, no, maybe he doesn't have a wife home. Maybe he had a husband. I don't know. When he was gripping that mic, he was gripping it a little.
Look at he knows the jig is up, bro. He knows the jig is up. He knows it. Look at it. Where is it?
That motherfucker chewing that gum so hard it's gonna turn into powder.
Where is it? Right here. Look at he knows the jig is up. Look at him like, oh my God. I've been lying to all these people. Oh man, he know the jig is up.
Yeah, he looked like his mother just came to check.
But hold up, the look she gave to the camera was like, you getting all this?
Oh my God. Yo, nah, bro. That look was his mother came up to the school and checked on him while he was in class, and he had no idea she was coming. That was that look he made.
Okay, so this the part right here. He said, so everyone been wanting to know. This the part said, this is what everyone been wanting to know. So we are launching in phases. And our pre-alpha phase is now that people are signing up for the website. It's going to be the first iOS. Oh, there it is. It's going to be first iOS. Then it's going to be Android, and then we're on PC. So that's a mobile game, yes.
No, but this is why we need the audio, because she basically acts. So that's a mobile game. He's like, yes. He's like, yes. It's a mobile game. And if you heard, no, bro, let me play it into the mic. Let me play it into the mic though.
No, when she realized that it's a mobile game, that's the look that she gave.
On her face.
Yeah, she's like, y'all brought me out here for this shit. Yeah. So let me see if I can play the audio. Let me see if I can find this shit.
Lying. She fine as hell.
Yeah, she is.
She is.
He's over there sweating.
Around this game, people have seen the Joe Montana screenshot that hit Twitter and
social media specifically because we wanted to see how much.
Oh, hold on, Bill. Stop. I can do that. No. Go ahead. Never mind.
You really wanted to see something new. We decided.
You're at 155, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get to that.
Okay, so everyone's been wanting to know.
Here we go.
And so we are launching in phases. So our first pre-alpha phase now that people are signing up for on the website, it's going to be first it's iOS, then it's going to be Android, and then we're on PC.
So that's a mobile game.
Yo, her voice. So that's a mobile game. Yes.
As soon as she said that, that's what she looked at.
And she looked at the camera. Was like, really?
Oh my!
It says it right here. It says right here in the couch. It says, "So that's a mobile game." And he said, "Yes." It says, "So we're looking at it." And then that's when she looked at the screen.
Oh my god!
Man, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. People sold their souls.
Yeah. Oh, yo.
People sold out in advertising for this game. People went in on people because they were defending this.
Yo, go on Twitter and ask Gedden about Joe Montana 16. I guarantee you he'll bring up Madden and deflect.
But you know what? Honestly, if you look at this shit, this looks really good.
It looks badass.
This looks really good. They're like, what? You know what? You know where this stuff is? This stuff is in the same place where Madden 06 Next Gen is. It's in the same. It's in the same archives of where that. But the look on his face, man, he looks. Oh my god!
I just love when he's like, she's like, so that's a mobile game.
Yeah, and then the look that she gave when she said that was just beautiful.
She's like, you want me to say it or? Yo.
But like I said, the two people who knew this was gonna happen was myself and VF.
Yeah, we gotta figure that.
I kind of hit VF to like, hey, you need to check out Damon Groh's LinkedIn. This looks like it could be a mobile game.
VF, play it in slow motion when she looks at the camera. Play it in slow motion.
All right, hold on.
Go to the side and play in slow motion.
You're so stupid.
Play it, just watch.
And that, I'm sorry, I'm not being racist here, but that's a look only a white woman can give you.
Oh
and that's a look like this is some bullshit.
Yeah, I'll never get over that look, man. I'll never get over that look.
Like the only other person I know would be able to give that look is Alexa Bliss.
Yo, she like
you can read the lips. Like you can read the lips.
It's like, are you kidding? Are you
like you can read the lips when she said, "Oh, it's a mobile game." Why should she read the lips? She said, "Here it is. Watch." Why did she read the lips? So it's a mobile game. Watch. No, I gotta go back to here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Here we go. Here it is.
So it's a mobile game.
And watch how she look at this camera. Watch how she look at the camera watching.
Yo, she got that look on her face. She got that look on her face like a nigga came in talking about you want to buy a Mercedes-Benz and then he starts telling her his budget. So I'm thinking about spending anywhere between $5,000 and $7,000.
so basically a Pinto?
Right.
Oh my god, bro. That look, I knew when he played the shit in slow motion. I'm like, that's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Oh, my Braves are choking. My Braves are choking.
Yeah,
are you serious?
That too. Yeah, that's
Dan Quinn should never put on that fucking hat.
damn.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah.
Well, shit, it's 2 outs, man. You just got one more.
Yeah, we got one more. Y'all want to get to these picks, man? Because we didn't do the picks yet.
Oh Jesus!
Didn't go over them. Well, we needed this Tennessee game to complete, and it's completed. So it's actually perfect timing.
I could watch her look at the camera in slow motion.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit was hilarious.
I'm like, it's funny, but at the same time, she was. I don't know what she looks like now. Sometimes life that was 4 years ago. So
Oh man, all it takes is one baby, bro.
All it takes is one sniff of that cocaine.
Man, what's up with you on drugs lately, man? You're talking about drugs a lot lately, man. Something you need to tell us? Just say no, man. Just say no.
All of a sudden, you're gonna see Bills when we first pop on and go live. He's
Bill's gonna be like, "What's up, fellas?
Hey, look,
what's going on, man?"
Why do you think you went hitting earlier?
Look, they said no to Ben Roethlisberger. What happened?
Oh.
Let's talk about these picks, man. Let me blow this up, man. Y'all hell, man.
Bro, I still have that image in my head of her looking at that camera.
I forgot Doug Thomas is a Dodgers fan. Hell no to the Dodgers. Shut up.
Actually, I would prefer the Dodgers so people can stop crying about them failing every single year. Because I know we weren't able to get this without beating the Dodgers because they choked against us. So thank you.
Where's my
I can totally see her in a job interview. So you have a GED. In the same voice.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Oh, bro.
Where's my NFL picks? Oh, there you go, right there.
I got them.
No, I need to put it on the screen. I just need to put it on the screen.
Oh my lord, that was that was
Man,
classic.
that flashback.
Thank God. There we go. Thank God, Braves. Jesus Christ.
Man. Like I said, myself and VF, we were well prepared.
Yeah.
Nah, Doug. There you go. Continue to see this.
They made it interesting. Man, they're just as bad as the Georgia Southern Eagles this year. Jesus.
So the
Dodgers
Thursday
down 2-0.
So the Thursday game, VF was the only person to pick the Bears, who took it 20-19. I'm pretty upset about this.
To Tom Brady.
Mr. Brady had early onset Alzheimer's and forgot what down it was.
It was like, what down right now?
This was mostly
one of my co-workers called him Tom Biden. And one of my co-workers said, "What's up with Tom Biden not knowing what down is?"
Well, look, in that situation, neither one of them performed very well under pressure, so shit, it worked out well. So yeah, it was pretty much a defensive battle. It wasn't not really much to see here stats wise. It was just a defensive battle, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Nick Foles made some key throws late, and Cairo Santos put him up late with the 38-yard field goal, and that's all she wrote.
I know G-Rob loving that.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say. So me and DJ picked the Bucks, and you picked the Bears. Good job on that.
I picked the Bucks due to coin toss. So
yeah, true.
We picked them as I think Tampa was winning.
Yo.
What?
Bro, Mr. Ham, that would be fucking legendary.
What's that?
If a chick was recording like this dude she's about to have sex with.
Oh, man.
She's like, that's it? And then she looks at the camera.
Like,
he said she got that, that's it? Oh, my God.
All right, Mr. Ham, he said he's leaving, man. Hey, appreciate you coming through, man. Hey,
yeah,
hopefully you'll be around for the... Yeah, man. Hopefully you'll be around for the Georgia Southern game Saturday, man. Hey, I might go to that game. I don't know yet. But either way, I'm going to be watching that. So appreciate you coming through.
So the Cardinals and the Jets, we hit this one on the park. 30-10. It wasn't even close.
I think we all picked that one, yeah.
Oh, this isn't going... Oh, well, anyway, yeah.
No,
30-10. There wasn't much to see here either. Flacco started. 18 for 33, 195, and a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, who was released today, 13 carries for 60 yards. Hopefully he goes to a contender. I mean, shit, we'll take him on the Bucks.
He may not be the only one that may be seeing a new team.
I wonder where he's going to go, though.
Yeah, but
let's talk about that because there's not really much to see with this game. So let's talk about that. Now that he was released, do you see any possible landing spots for him? Chicago?
I'm sitting there trying to think.
Chicago?
I'm hearing
Chicago,
Eagles may be interested.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of talk in Philly land about
that might make them Super Bowl contenders.
I can see that happening. Going to the Eagles, Cardinals is another one.
Yeah, true.
They go to
the Cardinals. You forget about it. Instant Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, that'd be a really good fit for him.
I think that would actually be the better fit.
Yeah, that'd be a good fit for him. I think those are the only three I could think of.
Yeah, think about the Cardinals. You got a running quarterback. That takes the pressure off of him having to run the ball because he's the leading rusher on the team.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Oh God, don't let him end up on the Seahawks for the love of God.
Man,
I don't know. I
I
don't know if that'd be a good fit for him.
I think
No.
that'd be a damn good fit for him. There's no
The
pressure on him to perform.
the reason why I say that because they don't run the ball the same fashion that he runs the ball. They run the ball a different way. I'm not saying that it won't work.
Well, they run the ball.
I'm not saying that it won't work, but I mean, it just don't seem like a good fit because they're more of a power running team.
Yeah, but so was he. He ran the ball out of shotgun a lot too. They run the ball out of shotgun.
I have to see that to believe it. I'm not really sure about that one because they're like a bruising type of running back, and I don't think Le'Veon is that guy. And it just don't. I see it talent wise, absolutely, but he doesn't run the ball like Seattle runs the ball. I don't know. Maybe it worked. I don't know.
I don't think they've been a power team since Marshawn left. Though,
right. That's what.
But
he's not a power back though.
Yeah, I'm saying you had Carson.
He can run like that. He just doesn't.
You had Carson there. Carson is pretty much a power back. I mean, they had their fair share, but they live and die off the power running game. But I think it'll work. But it just. On the surface, just don't sound like a fit off the surface.
I'm not gonna lie, just because I like so many players on the Colts, they need to just bench wiffle ball arm Rivers. They need to put Brissett in, and they need to get Le'Veon Bell.
Hill too, which is crazy. Now Quaface, remember Bell can catch the ball. That's why I think it's a better fit on the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like the Seattle don't have that type of back that does that. They don't even, their offense not even fit like that.
I'm gonna say Chicago and the Cardinals are the two that are most likely, I'd say.
Yeah.
Texans, they have David Johnson, bro.
Well, Texans don't need a running back.
And paid a pretty penny for him too, so nah.
Yeah. What's the next one?
All right, we got the Panthers and the Falcons. I don't know why me and DJ went against the grain here.
Went against the grain.
I tried to tell y'all. I tried to tell y'all.
You know what? Can we just skip this game? Dan Quinn got fired. Okay, that's all y'all need to know.
The special teams coach got all of them got canned.
All of them got canned. I'm with you on that. We can skip it.
There's no point in breaking down this game. Good.
Well, one thing that I will say is that when someone highlighted when Arthur Blank was on the field, you knew it was over.
You saw the look that he had too. He was just fuck this shit look.
He got a shower at home.
Yeah, he had this fuck this shit look. I'm tired of seeing this.
He's like, you gotta fill out those fucking paperwork now.
Exactly. He really had that look.
He also has to look like, damn, I gotta interview a black coach first.
Oh
no, Blank. I think Blake is an immigrant. He's not like that.
I'm messing with. I really don't know that much about him.
The one thing that's encouraging was Todd Gurley, 14 carries for 121 yards.
Yeah, they finally fed him the ball like they're supposed to. Yeah, I agree.
Other than that, we can move on. We picked the Falcons, and VF picked the Panthers, and you were right. The Chiefs, god damn it. Y'all can
go Raiders.
Y'all can listen to the podcast last week. I wanted to pick the Raiders. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to pick the goddamn Chiefs. Everybody picked the Chiefs, and the Raiders said, poo-poo on you.
Yeah, and I said I was going to pick the Chiefs, but I would not be surprised if the Raiders win this one. I mean, I played with this team on my franchise on Madden, so I kind of know a little bit about the team. I'm telling you, that team is sneaky good.
Henry Ruggs had 2 catches for 118 yards.
But you know what's the troubling aspect about the Chiefs? Is their slow starts.
Yeah.
That's troubling.
And they need to fix that. They need to fix that. Because, see, in the playoffs, they was able to get past people because nobody saw it coming. But now it's starting to be a trend. And if they start getting a slow start and they start keeping Mahomes on the bench, they're going to be in some problems. And that's basically that's kind of what the Chargers tried to do. And that's what the Raiders just tried to do this time.
That's what the 49ers tried to do last year, too.
Yep.
Go ahead. Now I was gonna say just real quick. We talked about this last year. They rely too much on Pat Mahomes, man.
Yeah.
Their
defense really need to do something because that type of gameplay, it can start to bite them because if they're down a couple of scores or if they're down and other teams start playing conservative, that defense can't get nobody off the field. They play too conservative. Like
They
run the
rely
ball,
so much on him, man.
right? And that team's too good to be playing like that. They're too good to be playing like that.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, it's no reason why. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Raiders are a good team, but they shouldn't be putting up 40 against Kansas City at Kansas City. That should not happen.
No. And a receiver shouldn't have 2 catches for 118 yards either.
Right.
That's a Randy Moss type game. Shit's crazy.
And Ruggs is fast though, dude. Like he like 4.3.
Oh no,
4.28.
He's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, dude's like fast. I mean, even on Madden, I mean, dude's like fast.
So the Steelers, thank God they won this one, 38-29 against the against the Eagles. We all picked the Steelers. Smart.
Yeah.
Big Ben had a pretty good game. 27 for 34, 239, 3 touchdowns. He's still a rapist, but whatever.
All right, between him and right now, between him and Alex Smith, which one's the comeback player of the year?
Actually, no, that's about to go to a different player.
The comeback player of the year is Ben Roethlisberger's accusers.
Wow.
Carson Wentz, he needs to stop having games like this, bro. Like the issue with Carson Wentz,
he got no targets. I'm gonna be honest. This year, he really has no targets right now.
Yeah, but
they've gone without targets for quite some time.
Carson Wentz, you don't know what Carson Wentz you're gonna get week to week, and it's really unfortunate because the kid was an MVP candidate before he got hurt.
Right.
And ever since then his
I mean, even when he came back that one time, he was pretty decent too. So
yeah, his plays just
something is off. Something
inconsistent. It's really inconsistent, and part of it is their run game. But you know, I don't know. I mean, Chase Claypool, we called him out when we were talking about the NFL draft. And I said this kid's gonna be a stud. I watched him at Notre Dame. That kid's a monster.
And Wakia vouched for him from day one.
They need a big receiver too, so that's definitely a plus. Not really a fan of the Steelers, but there are a lot of players on the team that I like. So happy to see them get the win here. We all picked the Steelers. The Rams and Washington. We all picked Washington.
Yeah, we really did, didn't we?
And it wound up being nothing much to see outside of the moment where Alex Smith got onto the field to play in those conditions. I'm actually glad he survived that game because he had to.
What was his numbers? I didn't catch it. What was his numbers?
They're all the numbers on any Nobody has stats on Washington, so it's not even a point to me.
Alex Smith, 9 for 17, 37 yards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was nothing stat wise.
And to me, I can't even hold that against him. This is his first game back in 2 years after a injury.
What I will say is this week seems like a common theme with the nothing really to see here. It's kind of like some paint by the numbers shit. Aside from the Raiders and the Chiefs, everything else is kind of just you can kind of see it going the way it went, except this Bills Titans game we'll talk about.
The only thing that's ratcheted it up from this game, because LA, they did what they were supposed to do. Aaron Donald is the beast that he has proven himself to be. Matter of fact, the fact that when Alex came in and he jumped on Alex's back, he actually said something on the sideline, and I believe I was correct when I was just like, he said that motherfucker leg strong. So for him to have his shit snapped in two years ago, to be able to withstand Aaron Donald on his back for like 3 steps, it gave me some hope. But obviously, he was rusty as hell. He was checking down faster. He out of the pocket a couple of times, but he was looking at the rush because that offensive line is just horrible. And it goes to show that no matter who you have back at quarterback, whether it's Dwayne Haskins, whether it's the dude Kyle Allen who got hurt and apparently was cleared to come back in, but Ron Rivera was like, no, I don't want him to take another shot. Meanwhile, Alex Smith got sacked 6 times. But at the same time, it was like no matter who you put back there, that offensive line, they need to do an overhaul everybody on that line because they can't do anything without that line.
Right.
I'm excited about this next game because I tried to tell y'all, motherfucker. I tried to tell y'all this wasn't a week for the Bengals. Y'all tried to bring me over to y'all side, and I'm like, you know what? Nah. And what happened? The Ravens took this one 27-3. This shit was not competitive from the onset.
Did I pick the Bengals?
I picked the Ravens.
The hell I was thinking.
No, I picked the Ravens alone.
Huh?
I don't know. I must have
Yes.
bro.
You need to go replay it. I need to go.
You can
back.
replay it.
I think he's right. I think we did both take the Bengals.
Yeah,
Right.
y'all were like, oh, I think this is the week, and we were talking about the lack of the targets for the Ravens, and we said, oh yeah, the Bengals. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like,
I had to go back and look. I don't remember.
Go back and think about it. I
Ravens.
think I did. And I'm like, what the hell I was
I
thinking?
think I picked the Ravens. So
I don't think you did.
See, that's the thing. Now
And you said it was something about a Baltimore bias that you weren't going to pick them also.
No, that's Dallas. That I always.
I'm telling you, it's ball. You can go.
I think
go back and find.
Yeah,
it.
that we had to go back and see, but
we'll go back.
Yeah.
Either way, Joe Burrow, 19 for 30, 183, one pick, no touchdowns. It's going to be a lot of games like that for him. He got sacked 7 times. So that's
a lot. That's a whole lot.
There's nothing else to really even say. He got sacked 7 times. He had no time to throw.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson, another game manager type game, 19 for 37. Well, not game manager as far as attempts, but as far as yards, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick.
It's not game manager yards. That's pedestrian yards.
Like I said, the Ravens are going to run through the regular season, and when they get to the playoffs, it's going to be the same issue. They have no targets. They have no targets. It's that simple. And by the way, shout out to DJ for catching what AJ Green said on the sideline. I think it was slightly different what he said. I think DJ, you said he said if you're not going to use me, then trade me. I think he said if you're not going to throw to me, then trade me. Either way, same thing.
Yeah,
same shit. I can see that happening sometime this week, maybe.
Because the thing was, it was like, yeah, you could read his list, but I was looking at his facial expression. He was all checked out. I'm like, I've been calling these checkouts on these receivers. Deshaun Jackson, I'm like, who had to come to me was like, you know what? You may have been right. He did. I'm like, people move differently when they're checked out, when they're dejected over the fact that I'm like, because when's the last time we really called out AJ Green's name in that offense? He has not been prominent in that offense. Now, be it that he had been hurt over a span, but still, he's still technically their number 1 receiver, but we don't hear from him as the games goes on. You got a good quarterback.
All I'm gonna say there's a reason they drafted T. Higgins. Next game, Jaguars and the Texans. The Texans took this one 30-14. I think pretty much me and DJ called this one as far as them feeling better about the fact Bill O'Brien ain't there. VF took the Jags, which I can kind of understand at the same time. Gardner Minshew didn't play bad at all. 31-49, 301, 2 touchdowns. Deshaun Watson, 25 for 35, 359, 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. Brandon Cooks has had a couple of games like this. 8 catches for 161 yards and a touchdown.
Now that's the same one that got put to sleep in a Super Bowl a few years
because
back,
dumbass wanted to go.
He woke up finally. Okay.
That's funny.
I could have swear the way he got hit, it could have been one of them game over songs that could have played like the Super Mario Brothers.
that motherfucker got gored. Yeah, I mean, once again, it's just another one of these games. There's not really much to see. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Texans do going forward. I don't think they're nearly as bad as Bill O'Brien made them out to be, made them look. So,
yeah, they're gonna play for Cornell. They're gonna play for him.
Yeah. I mean, the last head coaching job he had was
Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Yeah. I'm like, the man's old as dirt, but they're gonna play for him.
Next game, Bills and 49ers. Bills and 49ers.
Miami
49ers and Dolphins. I had this one super wrong.
Who you
Y'all-
telling?
Yeah, shoot, I had to. Yeah,
y'all picked. Well, shit, y'all picked the Dolphins.
Did I?
what?
Oh,
I
okay.
did? Hold up.
Y'all picked the Dolphins. You said because I was the one that
Oh
said,
yeah, because they got the quarterback problem. in
yeah,
San
you said
Francisco.
Mullins, and I was sitting there like I was like, yeah, because I made the argument of like, oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick ain't gonna play that well again, and
All right, put it like this though. Nobody saw 43-17 though.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that.
I think that's why I was just like, wow, Miami getting spanked. I was like,
22 for 28, 350, and 3 touchdowns. That's what Ryan Fitzpatrick hung on their heads.
Hey, Ryan Fitzpatrick out here balling, man. He got one more week of that, and he's gonna be a dud.
Their leading passer was 9 for 18 for 94 yards.
Wow. Man, I don't even know what to say about that.
Wow.
Man, that's terrible.
They had, and the fact that they subbed out Garoppolo, and the damage control was, well, we don't want to risk him getting an injury behind that line.
The 49ers, let me tell you something. The 49ers are in the wrong division to be doing the shit they're doing right now.
Oh, you're in line.
They don't have the same type of defense that they had last year. Yeah.
They're gonna fuck around and find themselves in last place.
They are in last place as we speak.
Well, there you go. Shit. So,
It looked, I was like, oh shit, we're at the bottom of the West. What happened?
We all took the Browns here. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we took the. I saw that coming.
Yeah, this I definitely do remember.
The Browns are 4-1. What is this? Oh, no expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Rivers. Why are you still here? Why?
Just gonna die on that hill. Because they asked them about possible QB change, and they're like, "Nope, we're not even thinking about it." I was like, "All right."
Did y'all see that pick six he threw?
No, I didn't see it. Was it bad?
No. I gotta send this to y'all. That's how bad it was.
Because I ain't gonna say.
Any notorious pick sixes though,
bro.
He's
let me
good
tell you,
for a bunch of them.
Philip Rivers threw this ball and it looked like the wind took it. I swear to God, it looked like the wind took it. That's how little it had behind it. Here it goes. I want y'all to watch this shit and give me y'all's reaction. I'm gonna send this to the inbox. I want y'all to watch this. There it goes.
Let me go look. Because I can't put it on the screen because we still got the.
Just watch that.
Yeah,
Don't do that, G-Rob. Don't do that, G-Rob. Don't do that.
Goddamn, I don't care about the iPhone 5G. God damn it.
Yeah, stupid ass. You see the damn ad?
All right, here we go.
Bro.
Damn, that's like crystal clear on my screen.
Let's see.
Wow. A short pass that took forever to get there? Damn.
Did you see that ball float in the air?
Forever.
And he stepped into it. As
long as that pass took, it could have been to be continued in the middle of the flight.
He stepped into
I'm looking at it.
It's like part one of the pass, it gets halfway there, it cuts off like to be continued. Part two of the pass, the lace is going there saying, "Are we there yet?"
That thing, it looked like a breaking ball.
Nah, it looked like a change up.
That shit looked like a change up. That's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like a change up.
Bro. So that's the guy that they're saying is the unquestioned starter right now for the Indianapolis Colts.
For our black quarterbacks, they think they can do better, and they bring in Dead Arm. That should be an X factor. Dead Arm.
They should call it an X non-factor. That's what they should call it. Give it to Philip Rivers.
Call it an X factor. It'll factor in when they'll be able to throw like 2 yards.
That's fucking terrible, bro.
Negative consequence. This man is known for having a noodle arm.
So we all took the Browns, and that was a situation where we all literally said it was because of Philip Rivers' arm, and he showed us it was because of his arm. Next. Giants and the Cowboys. I'm not so excited to talk about this game, honestly. We all picked the Cowboys, but obviously the big story here is Dak Prescott getting injured.
Yeah, and that really sucks. Yeah.
It was just a tough injury, and then you think about just Jerry Jones being an asshat.
Yeah, I know Bills and I for a second had a back and forth about this. It wasn't really much. It was just the timing of thought, and I could have a thought off without tweeting, and then have a completely different thought. But the two,
y'all give me 1 second.
Gotcha. But the two thoughts, when I saw that injury, well, first I saw the tweets. I was like, oh, what the hell happened? And then when I seen the injury, I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, my immediate thought was reactionary, and that was like, oh God, I hope he's all right. But then I had to get my thinking cap on. I was like, damn, no, Jerry Jones definitely has an excuse not to pay him now.
It's like,
and it kind of goes with the whole narrative that I've been pushing out there about that plantation type mentality that Jerry Jones is operating on, and here we are.
I hate to be this guy that keeps saying you heard it here first, but I remember that nobody made a big deal about Andy Dalton being signed except us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we talked about that. Like, do you see this shit? Like, they signed Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton could still start in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And then this happens. They're going to franchise him again. You know what's going to happen.
Right.
And the fact that a team can franchise a guy 3 times in a row is disgusting.
Well, shoot, we here in Washington. Well, I'm not technically in Washington, but we know what that's like.
They have a history of it, though. It's like they franchised Des Bryant, 3 times?
Yeah, but they didn't.
I think it was twice or something like that. Yeah.
No, I think it was 3 times.
But they didn't franchise Romo, though. They made
you might be right.
They franchised Des 3 times. They franchised Zeke twice, I think.
Yeah, because like I said, Jerry Jones plantation.
It's just a shitty situation all around, man.
Yeah, it is. But
it's a shitty situation all around.
I pushed out there. He runs it like a plantation.
Oh! I hope y'all don't think that getting paid. He ain't getting paid.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what DJ said.
Yeah, they about to run his ass clean up out of there. He's gone.
Andy Dalton was a very strategic move.
Yep.
Yes.
It was like, look here, boy. If you don't sign, we got this backup we just brought in. We're gonna replace you.
Vikings and the Seahawks. This was a good game.
Yeah, a lot of people said it was a good game. I didn't watch it.
Seahawks moved to 5-0. They win this one 27-26.
Why does Seahawks always gotta win at the last minute?
Russell Wilson has a flair for a dramatic, I guess.
That whole team has a flair for the dramatic, including DK Metcalf. That was a nice for a wide receiver to make a game-winning catch with seconds ticking off the clock. On 4th down.
That kid's a monster.
Yeah, he is.
So Kirk Cousins went 27 for 39, 249, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Your thoughts?
What did he do?
Well, that one interception, he practically just short-armed it. Like, he literally short-armed it, and the guy hopped up at that one-arm interception. But, from seeing parts of the game, Kirk Cousins seemed like he also phoned it in too. Like, his first pass was knocked down because he didn't bother to put some effort on it. Kirk Cousins is like, look, I'm getting paid no matter what. My father can preach hate. I can go in and golf with Donald Trump, and I can run it, and I can have a stat line where I've thrown 6 touchdown passes and 6 interceptions. You still giving me my money.
This might have been the worst game that Russell Wilson has played. Not to say he played bad, but I would say that this one would be one of the less impressive starts he's had this year. But he made throws when he needed to, and that's what counts. So the thing with Russell Wilson is he's one of the few quarterbacks where stats actually aren't the whole story. It's more so when he makes the throws and how he escapes and makes plays for, makes plays for his teammates. It's just pretty impressive, and they're 5-0 now. I'll be the first to admit I didn't see them being 5-0. So
I've seen it as a possibility, but no, I don't think I've seen it either. I'm right there with you.
And I didn't see the Vikings. I didn't see the Vikings being 1-4 either.
No, I thought it'd be more 500, a little bit above 500.
Yeah, 2-2. Yeah,
3-2, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, right now the reason why they're that way is because of Kurt. Because their running game is good. Their defense can hold out as long as they're supposed to. Right now, Kurt is just not. Well, he is being Kurt because remember he's gotten all this money and he got the 2 franchise tenders from Washington based on a hot streak in 2015. He was meant to be a manager from the very beginning. So thinking you're going to get more than 30 touchdowns from this man was a pipe dream. And I'm glad that the Vikings fan base is starting to realize this. Tried to tell you guys beforehand.
State of Franchise Sports says, I think the CBA is up at the next year, so they may not be able to do it 3 times.
Yeah, but didn't they already franchise him twice?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he said after next year they won't be able to do it a 3rd time.
So after this year would be the 3rd time.
I don't think they're going to franchise. I think they're just going to let him go after this injury. I don't see them bringing Dak Prescott.
Yeah, you're talking about 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to bring him back. They're probably going to give Andy Dalton like another 2-year deal, and they're going to rock with him.
I was going to say about this Vikings situation, it might be a typical, I should say a temp.
Oh, shit.
There might be a potential. What?
Hey, if Dallas get a top pick, they might just go all in and just get a quarterback.
Yeah, but right now they're first in the division. So.
Yeah, they're not going to get a top pick.
Oh, yeah.
Because Andy Dalton's playing for a starting job, either there or elsewhere. I was going to say, good.
No, I was saying because Tampa's up 2-1 on the Astros. Thank you.
There might be a potential situation in Minnesota brewing here with this backup running back.
Okay,
he got more carries than Dalvin Cook did. 20 for 112, and Dalvin Cook has 17 for 65. That might be something to look at.
It could be something to look at, but I will say this: to be fair, a lot of teams are doing dual running backs in this day and age. So I don't want to put too much into it, but to be the feature back, yeah, I think more teams are okay with having 2 running backs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, but to be the bell cow or the number 1, that might be something to look at. I don't think it'll be a deal breaker for because Dalvin Cook just signed an extension with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
I mean, most teams don't do a single running back anymore. Like if this was like 2004, yeah, Dalvin Cook should be like ready, like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But they don't play like that no more.
Well, yeah, he signed in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so it should be coming to the end of it.
No, Dalvin Cook just signed in 2017. I thought he signed a new one this year.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
So he should be coming to the end of that one.
Yeah, who was the Viking that just signed a long term? Somebody just signed a long term.
That was possibly Kurt.
No, it wasn't Kurt.
He signed an extension that had more guaranteed money.
No. Okay, no. Okay, he did sign. He signed a 5-year, $63 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I read the article wrong. I thought, I read the article wrong.
That's what I thought. Dalvin Cook just signed. He just signed.
Yeah, no, he signed. He just signed.
Was it before this season?
No, it was in the middle of the season. I think it was like after week 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
It was an extension. It was an extension. He's getting $28 million guaranteed, which makes us even more worrisome, honestly. Especially how injury prone he is. This kid comes and keeps having good games.
Yeah, he had like 3 good games, and then all of a sudden he's out because of a minor injury or something.
Yeah,
no, I'm saying if the backup keeps having good games, it might turn into an interesting situation.
I wonder how Minnesota's situation looks in the offseason next year.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, 2 running backs is not a big deal because a lot of teams like to run 2 running backs, but depending on the situation, one of them could be trade bait.
Wait a minute, did he hit another guy?
Well, because when you sign a guy for that money, I mean, that's really what I'm kind of looking at.
If that's the case, I can see what's his name holding out. Not holding out, but not reporting. Dalvin Cook. I can see him not reporting if the other running back is. No, I take that back. I can see the other running back actually not playing because he's outperforming the guy with the big money. I can see that happening.
just unrelated. This pitcher on the Astros hit 2 batters in a row, one to load the bases, the other one to bring in a run. So now Tampa's up 3-1.
But did he get a sign to do that?
Apparently not, but he's out the game now.
They ain't cheating right then. He's supposed to get a sign to do that.
Well, he hit the first guy on the wrist, and then he hit the other guy in the a couple of fingers on the bat end. So yeah.
Oh, so we all picked
go ahead.
I was gonna say we all picked the Seahawks for the whole.
Yeah, G-Rob. We all picked the Seahawks. G-Rob, I think Dak Prescott, he only signed a 1-year franchise tag.
Yeah,
so,
the franchise tag, 1 year.
His contract is up this year, so they're gonna franchise him again based on the CBA right now. But I think even if they could, I think Dak is gone. I do not think they're going to resign him.
But I don't think Dallas is going to mess around because I don't think a lot of people remember that uncapped year that we were supposed to have, and Washington was the team that was punished the most. But Dallas also got punished that year for front loading a contract when they signed. I don't know who they signed, but they front loaded a contract so that way they could. No, they backloaded the contract so it would all be dumped on that uncapped year. So I don't think they're not going to mess around. There's a new CBA coming up.
Right. What channel the baseball? Oh, no, I got it. Oh, so what channel the baseball game on TBS?
And then the last game, second to last game, Chargers and the Saints. We all picked the Chargers. Yeah. Of course, the Saints took this one 30-27.
They should have won that game though. Yeah. They should have won that game. I don't feel bad about this pick because the Chargers should have won it, and this kid Herbert's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but guess who also showed up once again? Bills, that receiver, was it?
Oh, yeah, Williams.
He had like 2 touchdowns.
Oh, Mike Williams, 5 for 109. Yeah, he's an inconsistent fucking.
But the last 2 games, he's shown up, and it's like that's the guy. But then also what happened was that Allen, who scored a touchdown early in the game, left the game. He had back spasms or something that was going on with his back. So if he had them 2 basically in the game at the same time for the whole game, it wouldn't have been a field goal deciding this.
And look at him, 8 targets against the Saints. He couldn't do this shit against that other bum-ass team we were talking about. He's just inconsistent, man.
Hey, that man won McDonald's or something. I don't know.
Wow. and watching Herbert play, just watching him, you can tell that, when you talk about like teams drafting quarterbacks and just understanding that this quarterback coming into his rookie season has had plenty of times playing quarterback in college, because at this point, his stage of development is just understanding the nuances in the NFL versus somebody tried to, compare, and I guess put a slant against Haskins. It was like, look, Haskins is at a different phase. He has to learn the nuances of the position before he learns the nuances of the NFL. And he's kind of like trying to learn that at the same time. So it's going to be tougher for Haskins to develop and in a situation where development wasn't a priority last year. But with Herbert, he definitely is legit.
You give that kid
in college, and he's
If you give that kid a full offseason to work with, that dude's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna be a problem.
Yeah, he's gonna be legit.
All I gotta say, fuck the Saints, bro. I'm tired of shit. Next game, last game. Bills and the Titans. There's nothing to see because we didn't watch the game. We're podcasting during it, and fuck the Titans because they should have forfeited it. That's all I got.
Oh yeah, we did say this game.
So what's the score of that game? Anybody know?
42-16 Titans. It's over.
It's over. Okay.
Yeah, that was a 5:00 game, I think.
Why is it still saying live on?
It's still saying live on mine. I mean, I guess
maybe you gotta hit refresh.
I gotta hit refresh.
But yeah, what was it? Even though I said this game should have been forfeited and given to the Bills, I still picked Tennessee. Because Derrick Henry does Derrick Henry things, and I saw that stiff arm he put on Norman. God damn! I'm like,
if I want to give anything about this game, I thought the Bills were going to be able to slow them down a little bit because the Bills' defense is pretty good. But
Henry didn't really have. It's crazy because Henry didn't really have that good of a day.
What was his numbers?
19 carries, 57 yards. Yeah,
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're like they slowed him down, but he scored though.
But there was a moment they were focusing on Andre Roberts for a little bit. Damn, good. Tampa scored more runs. Good. Fuck the Houston Astros, by the way. So they were focusing on Andre Roberts towards the end of the game. What was going on? Anybody, even in the chat, if y'all can answer this, anybody was probably watching the game, what was going on with him? Because somebody was saying one, he was dropping passes, and then something must have happened when I tuned in. By then, it was already a blowout situation, and the camera is going back and forth between on the field and then looking at Andre Roberts. So, and he's a veteran and has been in the league for a long time, so something's up.
You messed up.
He dropped the ball. Wait a minute. Okay, because he had a really nice sideline catch, and then I guess he dropped one, and it turned into a pick.
Yeah, because a lot of Washington fans still hate him because of his performance while he was here, and I'm just like, look.
So he dropped the ball, and it turned into a pick.
Oh wow.
Okay. So Washington fans wouldn't have been surprised, but at the same time, people here in Washington, when it comes to former players, it's this like ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend stalker mentality that it turns into with these former players, even in the media.
Right.
Still reporting on RG3.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm like, what do you think they were saying when he threw that interception in the game we played against them? So
that's crazy, bro. That's all for the picks, right? So we're gonna do that's all for the results. We're gonna do the picks on Thursday. And I got a unique thing I want to do on Thursday. I'll talk about that once we go off air. But I don't have anything else. Y'all got anything?
Well,
this was a fulfilling show, I'll tell you that much. This is funny.
Yeah, because it's like almost 11.
Yeah, I mean, we were 3 hours.
Away. Yeah, we're 5 minutes away, less than 5 minutes away from 3 hours.
And I know to tell you right now, everybody who's here, man, we really appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We got people here in the chat.
I appreciate this.
Where the hell is Pooh? Pooh's supposed to be doing some work. Look at this. Pooh has a wrench on YouTube, and he has a wrench on. Well, he ain't got a wrench, but he's a mod on my Twitch, and he's not doing anything over here.
Motherfucker sleeping on a job.
Yeah, he's sleeping on the job. So what are we doing? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna handle that. But no, but no, shout out to everybody who's here, man. We appreciate y'all.
Shout out to this pick of Cardi B I'm looking at right now. Good Lord.
Yeah, ain't she back with Offset now?
I don't think. Not officially.
And she better not be.
You know how to do.
Well,
oh yeah, I didn't even see this. G-Rob, App State got rescheduled. They're going to be playing on December 12th. Hopefully, I can go to that. My birthday is on the 14th. Hopefully, I can go to that game for my birthday. What else?
I'll be playing in Cardi B's Guts by December 12th.
Hey man, you might know what I'm doing there, man. It's a lot of stuff in there. But nonetheless,
it ain't Little Kim. Good God.
And VF, how would you know?
Hey man, I hear the talking,
he said I heard some things.
Hey, the streets be talking, man. Hey, all I'm gonna tell you, man, wear two, man. Just wear two.
Why you listening to these streets though?
Hey, let me say.
I already know she was in that room with her arms folded. Like, what games you playing?
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If I end up being a single father, she gonna be paying child support out the ass. I won't have to be a musician.
And look at this one here. They'll tell us about Song Thursday again. We don't play those games. We don't play those games, bro.
Yeah, Miss Cute Ladybug ain't here, bro.
Yeah, Miss Cute Ladybug ain't here, my guy.
Where did the thong shit come from again?
The merch from Teespring. Check out. Hey, matter of fact, that's a good segment.
Oh, that's because what was it? Bill was like, "Is this what is it? You thought it was a diaper? One of the
the face mask.
Let's get into that. You guys go check out the Teespring link. Go over there and check out some of the merch. Hey, it's some really cool stuff, man. Some of the stuff looks pretty nice. I want to put this on the screen if y'all haven't seen it already. Shout out to Quaface, to Dow 52. a couple of other people who have bought merch already. Really appreciate it. I think it looks pretty dope. I'm still waiting for hours to get here so I can send y'all stuff.
Yeah, because I'm trying to plan this heist.
Yeah, because I ordered it. I ordered mine through the. I ordered ours through the sample side instead of actual the sales. So it's gonna be. I don't know what the difference between that is, but that's what's going on with that. But I'm definitely gonna get on them about that. But here is the merch. Y'all guys can look at it. Let's see. Boom. There it is right there. The t-shirts, the mug, the sweater, all this other good stuff. The Less Complaining, More Gaming shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, hoodie. There's the Bill say this is the diaper, the face mask. The Samsung and the iPhone case, you can get those. They go all the way up to the latest phones. And you can get that. The neck gaiter, if you want to wear this when you want to protect yourself from COVID. The Less Complaining, More Gaming basic t-shirts and hoodie is right there as well. And I got a few more things on the way, so I just got to design them.
I know this dude did not ask for this chick's OnlyFans. You get the fuck out of here.
What? Man.
You like the hoodie, Doug Thomas? Hey man, just keep that in the back of your mind when you want to get some merch, man. It's gonna be here waiting for you. You know,
ain't gonna be no thong on the front of it either.
Ain't gonna be no thongs at all. So,
hey, we gotta have something for the women on there. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, that is true. But Doug Thomas is asking about it. That's my question about it, though.
Maybe he's gonna get it for his wife. Maybe he wants some.
I don't want to know. All right.
Want some edibles.
Yeah, man. But we appreciate everybody here, man. Doug Thomas said he had a good time tonight. Hey, man, that's what it's about, man. Like I said, we are talking with you guys. We're not talking at you guys. But we're sitting there trying to have a good time. We're trying to chill, talk about these games, talk about sports, laugh and joke. That's what it's about, man. You know, it's all good. G-Rob said, peace, y'all. Running around tomorrow, but after it's NCAA 14. If y'all don't have that mod on your PC or PS3 or 360, you're missing out. Excellent mod. Check out those guys on Discord as well. And also check us out on Discord. The link is in the description. And I'm going to let DJ go with his outro. What's up, DJ? What you got?
All right. So I will be going live tomorrow with, I believe, episode 4. It's been a while since. So, yeah, Doug, I will be on tomorrow, 8 p.m. I haven't finalized the topics, but I think I'm going to leave with Alex Smith because that definitely needs to be talked about. I've been around. I didn't. The fact that I had to experience Alex Smith's injury 2 years ago, I never witnessed Joe Theismann's injury, but talk about the fact that Alex Smith should be already nominated comeback player of the year just off of just being in a game, even though it was a shitty situation to be thrown back into. But
right.
Yeah, check me out on EVO325. You can see the banner below on Twitch. So I'll be going live at 8 p.m. Tomorrow. And then if you want to catch me on Twitter, DJ81. I don't have anything on my blog site, so I'm not going to really throw that out there just yet. I'll let you guys know about that. And also, since we're here on YouTube, I may start putting something out with State of Decay 2. So I know there's an audience that's been waiting for me to get back into the series, and I'm just thinking about it right now. So
okay, Bills, what you got?
Fuck the Astros. That's all I got.
Close enough. All right. Like I said, I am live streaming the Sunday retro streams and the podcast over on the Twitch channel, but I got some other things I'm going to put strictly on Twitch. DJ, I know you're going to like to hear this. Bills, you may like to hear this as well. I'm finally going to finish The Last of Us 2. That's going to be on Twitch. And some other games we're going to finish on Twitch. Like all the non-sports stuff, I'm going to play on Twitch. All the sports stuff, the Sunday retro streams are going to continue to be on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to dual stream those, but I'm definitely dual streaming the podcast and the Sunday retro streams. But that's going to be what's happening. That's why y'all haven't seen the Maximum Football on Twitch. That's just strictly been on YouTube. Also, breaking news just happened a few hours ago. The Florida Gators suspend the football team activities because 19 positive tests of COVID
Jesus Christ
within the program.
Them motherfuckers had Them motherfuckers had a pool party.
Let me see. Can y'all see that? It's kind of blurry, but there it is.
Yeah, I can make it out. Yeah, that's.
I saw that before.
Yeah, so the Florida Gators will not be playing for a minute. 19 players have tested positive, so Florida's doing Florida. We just talked about them earlier. So.
What's funny with them lifting, because they basically lifted all the restrictions.
I think they did. I think they lifted all restrictions throughout the entire state.
But I know the college, not the college itself, but I know just overall they have it for the players that once that happens, that's definitely 2 weeks that they have to quarantine and get that shit under control. But
unless if you fake it like Trump and be done in 48 hours, I mean,
hey,
I don't know what the fuck they gave him. I mean, motherfuckers like, all right, we're good.
Still bragging, I brought back the Big Ten. I brought back football. I'm like.
But no, I need to figure out what the hell they gave him. I think he's lying about it. I don't think he ever had it. You'll recover that fast.
Probably, if anything, at the most, probably had pneumonia.
Yeah, he probably had something, but he had that shit.
Like, I'm cured, I'm immune. I'm like, no, you're not. It's called a grace period.
But yeah, like I said, all the stuff is all the non-sports gaming stuff, because I got a lot of stuff. Like the trucker simulator. I want to do that on Twitch. I do want to play. I might play some Road Company. I like that game. I'm playing that for a while. A couple other games I have on PC that I need to finish. I'm almost done with Tomb Raider. It's some more games I'll talk about at a later time, but definitely Last of Us 2. I need to go ahead and finish that because I just haven't got around to finish it. But that will be on the Twitch channel, and all the sports stuff will be over here. So I can't tell y'all enough. I really appreciate it. Usually 5-6 months ago, if we went 3 hours, by the time we're done, it'll be maybe like 2 people that are watching. Right now we got 10. So, and I mean, it's great. 3 people over there on Twitch. We got 10 over here on YouTube. We appreciate y'all. We're growing. It's not your typical podcast or YouTube to get all the viewers because everybody want to see drama. We're just here, just being honest with you guys, being upfront, and people that rock with us like that. We know that you're true listeners and true fans. We really appreciate it. So we will see y'all tomorrow. Catch us on Discord and Twitter, and DJ will see y'all tomorrow. I may put a video up. Bill's gonna do something, and we'll be back Thursday.
Man, Bill's ain't doing anything.
Yeah, he ain't paying attention.
What am I gonna do?
He gonna hang out in the chat.
I know, right? Talking shit.
I'm waiting until the next gen consoles to start my streaming because right now I'm having too much fun playing these games to even get in the right mindset to.
I mean, you always can do 2K9, man. Do 2K9 on you know.
Kill yourself.
Oh, you need me to buy the game? You need me to buy the game?
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. 360 or PS3, which one you want?
I'm boycotting this podcast.
Oh, you want both?
I'm boycotting this podcast.
One more thing, man.
No, this time I'm boycotting this podcast. Not missing it because I have shit to do. I'm boycotting it.
One more thing. Y'all check out the Patreon as well. Just look at it. If it's something you like, cool. If not, $1 goes a long way. Really appreciate it. All right, we're going 3 hours. 3 hours in. We see y'all Thursday. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Fuck that.